Happy Friday, everyone. Happy Friday. Hello, hello. Hey, Auntie. How are you? Hey, hey, everyone. Hope you all having a wonderful day today. Yep, I'm having a great day. I guess I am. Sometimes things don't. I don't know. Shay Shay, where the hell you been? I love you, sis. How are you? How are you doing, my love? I took a day off yesterday, y'all. I wasn't feeling it. I wasn't. I just took a break yesterday. I don't know. Sometimes I think I'm just getting tired of YouTube a little bit. I think that's the problem with me. Somebody just sent me. Let's see. Hold on. Um, Thank you so much, sis, for the donation, sis. I appreciate you. Thank you. I think I'm getting a little tired of YouTube. Miss D, I had. Oh, Shay Shay, I'm so sorry to hear that, baby. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, Shay Shay. I love you, sis. You've been my day one forever, girl. We go all the way back. I'm so sorry to hear that. I will definitely keep you in my prayers, and I'm sorry to hear that. Stay strong, sis, and things will get better. It will. Oh, yeah. Let me see. It's so overwhelming. Yeah, it is. It's a lot. It is. It can be a lot sometimes, y'all. It can be a lot dealing with stories and stuff like that. It can definitely be a lot. That's why I didn't go live yesterday. I just said I didn't want to be bothered. Oh, Tuesday. Okay. So this week. Okay. Okay. Oh, I will definitely keep you in my prayers, sis. I definitely will. I definitely will. Because I was wondering where you been. I ain't seen Shay Shay. But now I know. Everybody got things going on in their real life. It ain't always about YouTube all the time. People got things going on in their real life. Because YouTube is not real life. Okay? Not for me anyway. That's why I took a break yesterday because I felt overwhelmed. I felt stressed. I felt tired. I just, I hung out with my granddaughter. She's um, he, sh- she's home for 3 weeks for her break, and she just went for the summer, but her last day was August the 5th. She go back August the 23rd, so she's home for 3 weeks. So I spent the day with her and her mom. We did some things together yesterday, so I enjoyed her company yesterday and stuff. So yeah. Then we had some little discussions about college, little things like that. Um, I s- and then you said I see, I know. One got locked up. Yes, yes, Shay Shay, yes, yes, yes. They locking a lot of people up behind them threats. That's why I tell y'all, I'm gonna say it on my platform. Y'all watch what y'all put in the chats because they are screenshotting people comments. They doing all of that. So be careful what you put in the chat. Try to reword. You know what I'm saying? Well, for my people that hit me up on the back end, they say things to me on the back end. But the ones that I don't talk to on the back end, I'm just saying, be careful what you put in the chat because that last woman got locked up, Shay Shay. That's how they caught her by her comment. Yeah, she made a threatening comment. And I think um it was towards the boys. Those boys, y'all know the boys I'm talking about, where it was towards those boys, and they screenshot. I ain't even gonna say his name, but even one content creator, these people, oof. I heard the FBI in chats. Girl, Shay Shay, be quiet. I ain't even had to say it, girl. Mm. And Shay Shay, remember when? Because you was following me then. You been with me since day one. Shay Shay, remember that time when um when damn, let me think of her name. Hold on, give me a second. Um Remember that time when Trevor Allen wanted me to cover that case in Mississippi about that man and that little girl? And remember when I came on that day and I was like, nah, I ain't touching that case. This is the reason why I didn't want to touch that case. Because of this, what's going on right now, here, today. I didn't want no backlashes. I know it can be very a little racist there sometimes. And I did not want to cover that case. I did not want to touch it. And me and Open Book talked about that too. She didn't want to touch that case neither. And then Tribe Allen, she was like, "Nah, D, don't touch that case." Yes, yes, it was over a little girl. You know, I don't want to say the whole story, but yeah. But yep. But yeah, Shay Shay, they looking. That's why I say y'all be careful what you put in chats. Yes, I remember that D. I don't blame you neither for not covering that case. Yeah, I didn't want to touch that. That was deep. hmm I was like, nah. As a content creator, you got to pick and choose of what you want to cover and what you don't want to cover because it can be a lot of backlash from it. Good afternoon, everyone. Happy Friday. Happy Friday to you too, sis. How you doing? And then like I said, you come up here and give your all, and then you start getting crazy comments, and people started saying mean and nasty things to you, and it's just very distasteful, you know. So I don't know. I just didn't want to bother that case, but that case was crazier than this case. It was crazier than this case because it was involving a little girl. Hey, Miss Walker, and y'all know what is she talking about? Hold on, y'all. I don't know what my daughter talking about. Hmm? Yeah, you gotta be careful with cases you cover because, baby, she. Oh, okay, 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 okay. Now, y'all, let me say this to y'all. Okay, and I know y'all have seen this, right? All right, y'all know, y'all. I work hard, y'all. I be so tired and I be drained. I really do. Like a lot of people may not believe it. I be drained, and I know a lot of people. Some people hit me up. D, you okay yesterday? I was okay and I wasn't okay. I was a little tired. I was a little drained. This case has me really drained sometimes. You know, I'm not saying I'm the best person in the world, but I do what I can do. You know what I'm saying? I try to bring what I can bring. I try to be different. I try to be myself. Um, and yesterday I just needed that break. And yesterday I did start to saying, um, I'm saying content creators going after content creators now, which that's nothing new. That happened in every case that we cover. Anybody that been with me for a long time, come on, we know how that go. Is everybody started going against each other? That's the way it go. But y'all don't see me go against nobody because y'all see me stay in my own lane, own platform, and mind my business. That's what Miss D do. Um, it was very disturbing yesterday uh, with the video going viral of those three white girls beating that black girl. I know y'all seen it. Y'all had to see it. That really broke my heart. Um, I cried. It was so hurtful to see that. And those girls didn't get charged, but the girl now say she is, um, going to try to put charges on them because it's not too late. to put the charges. Hey sis, let me see. That's what I like about you, Miss D. You stay in your lane. Yes. Thank you so much, Shay Shay. I stay in myself. I like to just stay to myself. I don't like to be bothered with all that other stuff, you know, like I said, I don't get a lot of supporters in my chat, but I'm cool. I'm cool. I appreciate the ones that does come in and stuff, but I like to just stay in my own lane and mind my own business. That's just me. I don't like to be want nobody to start talking about my channel, put my channel out there and all that stuff. So I just choose to just just stay in my own lane, mind my own business, and what other people do, that's their business. That I don't care about none of it. Hey Roy Z, how are you doing today? I'm good. I'm good. So yesterday, y'all, when the video went viral, right? Me and my daughter and my granddaughter was together. We was in the Burger King drive through, right? So my daughter let her daughter, which is my granddaughter, look at the video. My granddaughter got very discouraged. We really didn't want her to see it, right? Because we don't want her to be discouraged from college, okay? Because she is in college, right? But on the other hand, we let her see it because we was trying to get her to understand what is really going on out here in the real world, right? So I think it didn't set well with her mom. So this is the mom texting me now, telling me that she's getting a camera for her daughter, for her dorm. So she said, I'm going to order it, mommy. And that's why I said, what is she talking about? Then I had to go back and read them. Like, oh, she's talking about the camera. She's getting a hidden camera and she's going to put in her daughter's dorm. Um, Her daughter college is majority, you know. So she's going to go there for a year. After a year, her mother's going to transfer her to another college, and she's going to do her last 3 years in the other college. But she have to be at this college for a year to be transferred. So she's going to do a year here, and then she's going to be transferred. But I want to pray for my grandbaby. I definitely will pray for my grandbaby. I keep my grandbaby in prayers, because I want her to go to college, be successful, do what she got to do. But it's a lot going on out here, y'all. It really is a lot. And I'm not saying all people like that is like that because I don't think so. But you still have to be careful at the same time. You know what I mean? You got to be careful at the same time. But that video was very, very disturbing. And the way they jumped on her body, and oh my God, I'm like, what in the world? And the way I seen the girl took one of her, because it looked to me, the black girl had dreads. That's what it looked like to me. And it looks like she took one of the dreads and twirled it around her finger and pulled the girl head. I'm like, you can't be serious. What is the hell is wrong with her? What is she doing? You know? And then the other girl punched in the eyes, talking about something, you better don't yell no more, don't scream no more, some stuff like this, she said to her. And then the girl gonna say, yeah, I'm alive her. What we gonna do with her body? Mm, 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 mm. And then you got the other girl standing in the back, just laughing. Like she thought that was funny. She thought that was really funny what they were saying and what they was doing to that lady. I didn't see nothing funny about that. And first of all, ain't no way you're gonna be my friend and I'm gonna stand there and watch you beat somebody like that. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not. I'm just not gonna do that. Mm-mm. I don't blame her. I don't blame her. You have to be aware of and protect. Yep, absolutely. Mm-hmm. No, they're not in jail yet. The girls reached out to a content creator on Facebook, and he wrote what she inboxed him that she is going to pursue charges because she says she still can. It's only been 9 months ago, but they're not in jail yet. Now, what I heard that I don't know if it's all three of the girls or one of the girls moved to Florida because this happened. This happened in Michigan. This happened in Michigan. Now, I know there's a lot of people on Facebook. Oh boy, they done dox them girls and everything. On ooh Lord Jesus, I said ooh. Um, where was this? It was in Michigan. Yeah, Shay Shay, out of control. I deeply care about the disability. I spent over 17 years in a program protecting behavior and mental health. And her disability, I cried. I gave my heart to make difference in clients' life. Yeah, yeah, and I think that they say she has seizures too, right? The black girl, and that they said that I think 2 weeks after they beat her, was it 2 weeks or a week after they beat her? That's when she found out she was pregnant. Oh, and she did tell the content creator that she got a beautiful daughter and things like that, and you know, uh, she's doing better and everything. And she did talk about the way the girls beat her, how much alcohol they was giving her, and now this came out of her mouth. And she said that they gave her so much alcohol until I guess she wasn't like able to, fight back. She didn't know what was going on. She also said they drug her, I think, down the step or up the step. That's why she got burn marks. It was all over her leg, and she was just out of it. She was out of it. Yeah. Now, this part is not what I'm understanding, y'all. Okay. Now, I don't know if it's true or not. I'm just saying what I seen. Now, the girl that punched the girl in the face, the one was sitting on the bed, and the one that hit her in the ribs, she said, talk your shit what you was talking, excuse me, on the internet. Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that part? Right? And I'm gonna tell you why. Um, yeah, okay. Yeah, so she said, talk your shit the way you talk your shit on the internet. So when she said that, in my mind, right, this is what I'm thinking. Why did that girl go over there if she knew she was talking shit to them to get herself caught up in a situation? If they've been already going back and forth over, what I'm saying, over social media, because that's what the girls said. So I don't know if it's true or not. So I was wondering when I heard the girl say that, did they try to betray her? Meaning, had a girl thinking everything was okay, they cool, they friends again, or was they ever friends? Or she manipulated the girl to come over there by gaslighting her, like everything was over, blah, 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 blah. And the girl fell for it and came over there. My thing is, what led the girl over there? And this is what everybody was missing in the comments. I was like, y'all should ask her what led her over there. What led her over there? It has to be something that led her to that house. Because we got to remember, y'all, she willingly went down her own. But what made her go there? Did they tell her everything was okay? Everything squashed? We're cool, knowing it wasn't, knowing they had a retaliation for this girl, because that's what I was thinking. What do y'all think? Hey, Brittany. Okay, 2 people said yes. Okay. So, she said, I hope they burn in hell. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You don't do people like that. That's so mean. I wouldn't do nobody like that. I don't care what color they are. I wouldn't do nobody like that. So I was just trying to figure out, like, was she friends with these girls before and they fell out? You know what I'm saying? Because I don't think, like, she would just go to somebody's house randomly that she had an argument on social media. You understand what I'm saying? I'm getting a feeling she could have been friends with these girls already, and they had a little disagreement. Maybe she had a disagreement with one of them, and the rest of them jumped in it. You understand what I'm saying? And they just all went against her. And then after that, you know, they probably told her, "Oh, everything squashed, everything good. You know, we cool, we this, we that." And when she got over there, they had a plan for her. That's just what I'm thinking, y'all. And her gain her trust. Yes, 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 yes. Mm-hmm. That's true too. So I was just thinking that I didn't know what else to think. Like, what would make her go over there after they had an argument? How long after the argument did you go to their house? So I was trying to like think that over, and like I said, maybe that she, became cool with them again, and she thought everything was over, and they, betrayed her and told her come over, everything was okay, and they knew they had a plan for her, you know. People have master plans for you, and you don't even know. Because other than that, I don't know what to think. What would lead her to their house? You just. I mean, I hope you're not you ain't gonna sit here and have an argument with somebody on social media and just go to their house, not knowing what they got for you. I don't want to think like that. So I was just thinking maybe they was already friends before and they fell out. So I don't know. But that was very heartbreaking. It was, and you can tell like she was still like out of it, laying in the bed because she still couldn't defend herself. And then if she probably would defend herself, things probably got really crucial for her in that house. You know what I'm saying? But my thought, a process, the way she was laying there, you can barely even hear her say anything. She was mumbling, but I really couldn't make out, what she was saying. Cause I tried to rewatch the video to see what she was saying. I don't know if y'all can make out what she was saying, but I know one time she did scream, and I think she screamed then when the girl jumped on her ribs, and then the girl took the blanket and wrapped up with the blanket. I'm like, what the world is going on? Hey, Karen, did you all hear about the young lady from Jackson, Mississippi? Yes, I'm not covering no more cases from Mississippi after this one. I heard about that. She was beautiful too. She was beautiful. Yeah, I did hear about that case. After this case, y'all, I ain't doing no more Mississippi cases. It's too many rabbit holes. It's too much covering those cases. It's just a lot, and I just don't want to do it no more. I do any cases besides Mississippi. I'm not gonna touch Mississippi cases anymore after this one. It's just I mean, I pray for everyone down there. I'm just gonna say, me personally, myself, if I was living there, I'd have been unmoved. It's no way I could have raised. Listen, I wouldn't have raised none of my children there. I think I'd have left before I even had children. I'm just gonna be honest. You see how that goddamn judge got the fuck up out of there? I'd have been right behind him. I just no, mm-mm. No, yeah, yeah, that was sad. Now, what they gonna say about her? What they gonna say about her? What happened to her? Are they gonna say she did that herself? Are they gonna check and see if it's foul play before they come out and say something? It took a whole lot of evil to keep beating someone. Yes, yes. Like yo, I just can't. I don't know. I'm cut different, y'all. I don't have that evil in my body. I just even when I was younger, y'all, I just can't keep picking on people I know that's not gonna fight me back, or I know it's not gonna argue with me back. That make me feel funny. It made me feel fucked up. It made me feel like, oh, I'm being a fucking bully, which I am being a bully because the simple fact I know this girl or girls is not gonna argue about with me. So why I'm gonna stand here and waste my time arguing with somebody that don't like to argue, don't like confrontation, but I'm just trying to keep the shit going on and on to make me feel good, make me feel validated, make me feel big and bad. Like that shit don't sit well with me. I don't do shit like that. No, that's just not me. Period. I don't do stuff like that. Mm-mm. Nope. I mean, and for people that does things like that, your day will come. Said Mississippi is redneck. Yeah, they already said no foul play. Really? Really? Tabitha, tell me you not tell me it ain't so. Tell me it ain't so. Yes, karma is very real. I only shop in Mississippi and um I'm out of the. Oh yeah, that was you saying you go shopping in Mississippi because the things was cheaper, right? I think that was you telling me that, and then after that you be gone. Was that you that day telling me that you go food shopping there and stuff like that, and then you out of there? I think that was you. I can't remember. Somebody in the chat did tell me that. But Tabitha, are you serious? Oh, that was you. Okay, okay. I knew somebody had told me that. I couldn't remember who it was. Yeah, well, if that's what you got to do. Go there because things are cheaper, and do what you got to do and get the hell out of there. Do what you got to do. Ain't nothing wrong. Ain't nothing wrong with going there shopping and food shopping and clothes shopping or whatever you have to do. It's nothing wrong with that. And keep on about your business. Mm, 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 mm. Who's getting the medical exam over Nolan's case? Girl, you better say it ain't so. What in the world? I told my nieces to travel in packs. You better say it. Oof, y'all. This is it's a lot, y'all. Yes, her cousin was speaking out about it yesterday. So, okay, the girl that they found on a tree, her cousin was speaking out about it on Tabitha, baby. That's what you're talking about? Her cousin? Hey, Miss Scorpio. Wow. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Now, now we know y'all, it's very, very, very rare that a black person will, we know that, some black people, they have committed suicide. They was dealing with mental issues. Everybody deal with their own little thing. But do I think this lady hung herself in a tree? No, no, no. I don't think so. Okay, that was her cousin. Okay, okay. Wow. Oof. Lord, y'all done scared the hell out of me. I ain't gonna lie. And like I said again, it's not a lot of people think, because people is on Nolan's side, that, like us blacks, that it's racist. Hey, let's be honest about it. We have black people that's racist also. This as well as we got white people that's racist, right? But me, I'm gonna speak for me. I'm not racist at all. But what I will say, I'm definitely gonna be cautious. You know what I'm saying? Like, uh, me going somewhere with them by myself? No, especially with all this going on out here. I just, and I'm not gonna put them all down for one, because there is some good people out here, and let me say this: I have ran across a lot of content creators that's on Instagram that's white people, and they are on Nolan's side, like rocking out with him. When I say rocking out, rocking out. You know what I mean? So I can't even leave them out. And I salute them all. You understand what I'm saying? I salute them. You know, I don't know if y'all seen the video recently. Who she had on her work. No, she had on her work uniform. Oh, okay. I didn't even pay attention. Where did she work at? The biggest problem is the mom is the people in the office. That's why black victims have no help. Yep. Um, She had a lot of hanging here in Atlanta lately. It's been a lot of hanging here in Atlanta lately. Really? Karen, baby, did I speak to you? I don't understand how no one seen her hanging. I don't understand how no one seen anything in the house and that look close. Mhm. Oh, she worked for McDonald's. That what you saying, sis? No, she didn't do that to herself. She has three. She was with three white guys, from what I understand. Really? Because I ain't even really read up on the case. What? I'm 20 minutes from. Okay, so you 20 minutes from the state. Oh, from the state line. That the government I have read of the people. Now I'm not stupid. Neither. You white racist. God, you is crazy. Wow. Hey, Lisa. So let me ask y'all a question. Did this lady have children? Did she have any children? Because I didn't really dig into the case. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I didn't really like dig into it. So let me see. Let me go back to her comment. What is she? Wait a minute. Okay, she said no, she didn't do that to herself. She was with three white guys, from what I understand. Mm, 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 mm. She had three kids. Oh my God. Wow. Wow. Dang, that's crazy, y'all. Now, I don't know if y'all seen this video because it's a video surfing too on Instagram, right? It's this white lady. That's why I say it's a lot of white people that's going hard for Nolan. And you got some white guys out here that's going hard for Nolan too. You know what I'm saying? I salute all of them. Every last one of them, I salute them, right? Um, the lady must stay in Mississippi because she did a video, y'all, where Nolan and them was at. She did a video, y'all, where Nolan and them was at. She drove her car. Now, if y'all want to see the video, I think it's an open book, and share it with y'all. If y'all want to see the video, maybe she can do a video or share it with y'all, whatever the case may be. But I sent the video to her. She showed all the cameras, guys. She showed the cameras, guys. When you are on the or on the like on the island, like with the houses and stuff at, it was a lot of houses out there, guys. Those houses had big cameras on them, guys. She even showed two stores or restaurants or whatever it was with cameras on them, guys. She even showed the bridge, y'all, with a camera. She said, y'all, look at this camera. I don't know if it's working, but this is a camera. Y'all, she showed everything. She did a video. She showed all the water. She showed where she was at. She showed where the boats came in at. She showed where the boats left. Tell Open Book to show y'all that video. She did her own shit on her own. She went out there and did it. And I watched it this morning and I read the comments. I'm like, oh my God. Every time the orange man hold off. You said the orange man. I love it. I pray to God they find out who did it. I'm telling y'all. I sent Open Book it this morning and we talked about it. She was like, "Oh my God, D." I said, "Yes." I said, this lady, she's a white lady, y'all. She's a white lady, and she got to live in Mississippi. She got to live there. She never. I don't know. I can't remember. She showed her face, and I can't remember. But she went. She said, "Hold on, y'all. Look at this. It was y'all. It is cameras, y'all. It was cameras out there, y'all. It was cameras. I'm telling y'all, it's cameras. It was cameras out there. You seen some lady house like sitting, like I don't know if they lived there or it was, like how sometimes people can buy summer houses. You know what I'm saying? They only go there for the summer. Well, it was a house like sitting on the water, right? Open book will show y'all. That house had a big ass white camera, y'all, on the outside of that house, right leading to the water. See, I don't know how to pull that up on IG because I don't got IG downloaded on my laptop. But if I did, I would show y'all. But Open Book may show y'all later if she go live later, or she may show y'all tomorrow. I don't know if she's going live anymore today. I'm not sure, but she showed it. I'm telling y'all, the lady showed the cameras. She said, "Oh, cameras everywhere, huh?" I said, "What the hell?" Now, listen, y'all. When she showed them cameras, right? The first thing came to my mind. Now, Mr. Potato said he went out there. We saw his little video, his little clip, his little video and shit when he went out there, right? And he said he was on a boat or some shit. But you didn't do what this lady did. You should have told them people, boys, whoever, to take you where they really, really, really was at. Oh, y'all, and if I'm not mistaken, the lady even showed a camera, y'all, where the boat left from. Y'all tell Open Book show y'all that goddamn camera, that goddamn video. Yeah, I was in shock. I could not believe it. I couldn't believe it. So I don't know why that when Mr. Potato went there, he didn't do the same thing that this lady did. Why he didn't do that? I guess maybe he didn't want nobody to know it was cameras around, you know. And she showed something else too. I can't remember something else she showed. It was something else, and I was like, "Oh shit!" It was something else. I can't remember, y'all, and I don't want to lie. So like I said, maybe Open Book can come through and show y'all the video. Yeah, I'm not lying. Um, it was named Tasha Smith. Is seeing them boys jump on No in the pool party, then from Mississippi Springs. See, listen, y'all. I'm telling y'all, it wasn't no goddamn pool party. I'm trying to tell y'all that. I do not believe it was a pool party. How can it be a pool party, right? And Nolan was already missing. Nolan wouldn't have been at the pool party in the pool if he already missing. That pool party was June the 27th, a week prior to Nolan going to the 4th of July. Because there's no way if they reported Nolan missing at 11 p.m., Nolan was at a pool party at 1 o'clock. That wouldn't have made sense. Come on now. We got to be smart. We the black people don't hang ourselves. Right. Right. Absolutely. I mean, if Open Book coming, I know I'm gonna speak to her when I get off. She probably gone to work now. He didn't even want to admit that there is a cell phone service out there. Right, right. And listen, y'all, the lady was on her cell phone because that's how she was recording everything, y'all. The lady was out there. She was recording everything. Yeah. So she had some good goddamn service. Shit. She sure did. And I think she got in her car and she stopped and said, "Look, y'all, look at that look at that camera over there. Look at the camera on the house. You can see the camera. That camera was a big camera. I mean, shit, you couldn't miss it if you were blind. You know what I mean? Now, did they go out there and try to get footage from any of those cameras? I don't know. But when I sent the video to Open Book, she was shocked. Because, we send each other stuff. We talk about different shit. Um, and the last time they saw Nolan was at 16:31 p.m. when he was leaving the island. Hmm. Hey, Barbara. I think the pool party happened on July the 3rd because Ocean Spring. Really? You think so? See, I don't know. I mean, it could have. I ain't gonna say it didn't. You know. Hey, it could have. It could have. With no doubt, it could have. Now, I just want y'all to see that video with the cameras, okay? I just want y'all to see that video with the cameras, okay? That's what I want y'all to see. Now, do I think that they should come out and say something to the mom? We still working, whatever they want to say, without giving out too much information, because I know they're not going to give out too much information, respectfully. But do I think now it is time to come out to update the mom? Yes, I do. Now, is they updating the mom behind the scene and we don't know? I don't know. You know, I don't know. I'm just speculating, y'all, because I don't know. Um, I'm trying to find it now. Laugh out loud. And I only she said I'm trying to find it now. Yeah, it was cameras everywhere, y'all. Hmm. And like I said, did they go out there and try to get footage from those cameras to see what was really going on? I don't know. But that lady showed maybe three or four, maybe five cameras. I don't know. I didn't count them. I'm just speculating here. But like I said, y'all can see for yourself. I don't know. But I do know, goddamn it, she's called something. She said, this is a something. She said, look, y'all, it's a camera right there. Look, look. Yeah, that's what she said. Oh, okay, Barbara. Okay. Okay. I'm sick of see, I think TMZ is not really for Nolan family. I'm just gonna be honest. I don't really think they're for Nolan family. TMZ is some liars. They always been liars all their life. I feel like everything that the mom posts is now like, why would you go and repost the mother post? Right? We know that someone anonymous called the mom job trying to get the mom license taken, but see, God is good because it did not work. For the simple fact it wasn't going to work because this lady has been a practitioner nurse for how many years? Never got one complaint, never got nailed right up, nothing. So all of a sudden that her son passes away, now she's going to get a write up. Do you really think though the nursing board was going to really believe that after they see what she's going through with the public? Come on now, that's only common sense. They knew that was from someone that's hating on her. But for TMZ to go back and repost it after mother had already posted and said the investigation, they looked in it, it's closed. They went back and reposted. Why? You why to go back and repost it? Just leave it alone. She already said it's over. Like y'all do too damn much. Like, dang. I don't think they really for the Nolan's family. I'm just gonna be honest. Y'all can choose how y'all feel. That is why Trump lawyer said he's going out there to get a layout. Oh, hold on, y'all. My battery down on my laptop. Hold on, y'all. Give me a second. I don't want my shit to down, y'all. 1 second. Give me a second. I'm gonna get back to your comments, sis. I seen it. I'll get back to it. Just let me get my laptop. Should have been had this plugged in. Sorry, y'all. Oh shoot. Oh my God. I'm making a mess, y'all. Oops. Okay. I done made a whole mess. Woo. Lord. Lordy. Okay, there we go. Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna drop my Wi-Fi box. Everything. Okay, hold on. Let me get it right, y'all. I'm gonna drop everything over here. Hold on. Okay. There. Whew. Sorry, y'all. All right, now let me go back to my friend comment. Let me see. Wait, who said that a while ago? Wait, did Tabitha say that? Who just said that? Miss D, maybe that's why Trump lawyer said he's going there to get a layout of the land. Mm-hmm. Yep. That lady gave a little layout. She gave a little layout. See, Mr. Potato didn't want to do that because he didn't want nobody to know that it was cameras. Okay? Because I'm thinking it was no cameras neither because never seen nothing that the lady showed yesterday. If the lady want to show what she showed yesterday, y'all remember when one time me and Open Book was on a panel together and I kept saying, well, damn, you mean to tell me it ain't no cameras nowhere? Like, where was the cameras? It's nothing. But the whole time, y'all, it is some goddamn cameras out there. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It is. Oh, that was you. Okay. TMZ, TMZ owned by Meta, Fox, and some of those cameras. Ooh, really? They have cameras just about everywhere now. Yup, they do. They do everywhere, everywhere. Cause I was wondering, like, damn, I can't believe this. I cannot believe that they got an open field like this. You can bring your boats, no cameras, nowhere. I just couldn't believe it. But I just say, okay, maybe it doesn't have cameras because I didn't see the other side of the water, right? Until the lady showed the video. Now, did I, I don't know what side it was, but I can guarantee you it wasn't the side that they came in on. That's what I was thinking. Hmm. Because you see houses and everything, y'all. Yeah. Hmm. Or maybe you need to go out there and get a layout. Yeah, that's what Mr. Potato should have did, but he didn't want nobody to see them cameras. Hmm. She said, "Look, y'all, look at the cameras." She showed them. Yes, and I thought that was strange. They would have cameras. That's what I said too. I kept saying, damn, ain't no cameras, no poles, nothing would pick up nothing out there. Like, is because I think someone said that's owned by the FBI, you know? So I was just thinking, like, well, damn, if the FBI do own this, they have nothing for protection. If somebody come out here and just randomly dump a body or, something like that. I was just thinking in my mind like that. Like, you know, it's it was just crazy to me. Like, I don't know. I don't know. They may be they may be going to destroy evidence. Shit, ain't no damn evidence out there now. Long as it been now, you know. Now the only evidence they can have is them damn cameras. If they went there and got that, only thing we can say about that, we just hope they wasn't tampered with. You know what I mean? Now because y'all know, what's the boy name that you know got unalive in the gym at the school. Y'all know who I'm talking about. I can't forget his name. Y'all see those cameras was tampered with, right? Mm-hmm. It was so many attorneys, people that work for the justice systems, came out their own mouth and said those cameras was tampered with. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's his name. Yep. Yeah. So that's the only thing I could think of. Right. The camera's footage. Right. That's the only thing I can think of can be tampered with. That's the only thing. And I don't know, like I said, I don't know how Mississippi run. I don't know why it's taking so long for things to come out. Maybe, they have to wait until the grand jury come back and say what they want to do, if they got enough to charge this person, they got enough to charge that person, or maybe nobody. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But I just feel like maybe, it should be some transparency with the mother. Like I said, maybe they're talking to her behind the scenes. I don't know. I just feel like that's a long time. And if the mother don't know nothing, that's crazy. Let's see. That land have more cameras. It's the middle of nowhere, in my opinion, and the land wasn't used. Yeah, that is in the middle of nowhere. You ain't lying about that. It's in the middle of nowhere, and that's what I kept saying too. Like, this is dangerous, And I feel too like, all right, like, when y'all when you got the pole. I'm not a boat person because I don't fuck with water. I don't do the water thing. Nah, I don't mess with that shit. But like when I guess you got to line up on the dock with your boat. I feel like things should be changed now, being that what happened to Nolan. And I say that to say, like, they need to get a security guard out there, right? To make people show their boat license, to make sure they got on vests, to make sure it's no alcohol on the boats. Okay. This is what needs to happen now after what happened to Nolan. It need to be some rules in place for the summertime. Because we know ain't nobody going out there in the wintertime on no boats, right? So y'all need to hire somebody for the summertime. So things can this nothing like this will ever happen again. Show your boat license. Okay. Make sure ain't no alcohol on them boats. And make sure they got vests. Those three things right there, they need security out there for that. For the whole summer, every summer. That's just my opinion, y'all. That's just my opinion. You know? Because it's going to take something. And then why not have a security guard out there? I mean, you just leaving it open for anybody to come out there. Shit. I mean, goddamn. Anybody can go out there and they can do whatever the fuck they want. Bring your liquor, your beer. You can smoke weed on the boat. You can do everything you want to do on this boat. We free. We free. We ain't got nobody watching over us to asking us what we doing. Asking for no license for the boats. Y'all free willy. And I just think it should have never been like that. I think on both ends, both ends need security. That's just my opinion. That's a lot of water. Yes, it is. Yes, they can, Karen. But do you think they did already, Karen? Do you think so? Probably a possibility they did do that. Because once I seen them cameras, I said, damn, when did they get that footage? Did they go like to people houses and, because people got to be the ones to say, they don't mind, giving their footage out because I mean, well, where I live at, you can turn it down, but if they feel like you're hiding something, they will get a warrant for your camera. They definitely will. If they feel like you're hiding something, they'll come out with a warrant for your camera. But if you be like, I don't know, I didn't, whatever, But if they feel like you know something, you're hiding something, they will get a warrant for your camera. So maybe some people did volunteer, and I hope they did. If they seen something on their camera, I hope they come forward and give it to authorities. That would help out a lot. That could narrow down a lot of stuff. Where was the park ranger? That lady. What lady, sis? I have traveled 10 miles off, and before you better know what you're doing, you're getting lost there, and it's scary. Wow. Well, you ain't got to worry about me getting lost, baby, because I ain't going on nail boat. I don't give a damn how big it is, how little it is. I don't mess with nobody boats, baby. Not me. Mm-mm. I ain't messing with nobody boats. They can keep that boat shit. Yeah. See, and I'm thinking too, because I watched this cop today, and he was saying why they didn't give that other the other guy the parts of the body because that was their investigation, and they needed that. They had it sealed, and they wasn't gonna give nobody else the other parts of the body because that was their investigation or whatever they found. So that's why the other medical examiner did not get uh the other, the throat and whatever else was left. That's why they didn't get it. In my opinion, I think everything should be ready to come out now. Like ready to come out. It's time for it. What y'all think? What do y'all think? And Lord, they just coming after being crunk. Oh Lord Jesus, leave the man alone. Um, Let me see. James sure is a lot of water. Yeah, that's a lot of water. That's a lot of water. I wouldn't be bothered with it. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I wouldn't be bothered with none of it. Nope. Mm-mm. I don't mess with water. Whew, I'm scared of it. Oh my god. Mm-mm. Well, y'all, I want y'all to hear this video. This guy here was a homicide detective and a prosecutor. And people come for him too, but he give his perspective. He's not racist or nothing. He just say how he feel about the case. And I guess a lot of people don't like what he be saying. And hey, it is what it is. Everybody got their own opinion about how they feel about this case. We got to respect people's opinion, no matter what. Because we don't have no dog in the fight. We just want justice if something happened to Nolan, and we want to know what happened to Nolan, and we don't want to leave no stones unturned. That's just it. Period. So hold on, let me just get. And this guy, he loved Don Lemon, honey. Cause baby, I watched one of his videos yesterday. Oh yeah, he really likes him. He said he like his commentary. He like how he go about things, how he talk about things, how he break things down, and things like that. So he really talked good about Don Lemon, and he talked good about another content creator too. I can't think of the guy's name. I don't know, it was Mike or something like that, but he did talk very good about them. He really did. I was like, oh, okay, so he do listen to him, and that's what I tell y'all. You never know who is in your bushes when you cover these cases. You never know. You don't know who be in your bushes. You know. So when he said that, I said, oh, okay. But he got a lot of experience from law enforcement. Okay, very, 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 very lot of experience in law enforcement, and he is from my state.
They're asking some incredible comments in the short form videos. Unfortunately, they're only 3 minutes long on really complex topics involving this case. And I've already done one already that addresses a lot of the issues that people were confused about with how this investigation is going. You certainly should go consult that. But I'm going to talk to you about two more things. As a 30-year practicing criminal trial practitioner, as a homicide assistant prosecutor, as a person appointed by the governor to be the chief county prosecutor in charge of 44 law enforcement agencies, having tried murder cases on both sides of the aisle, now as a criminal defense attorney and as the former prosecutor. There's a lot of misinformation about how the process runs. Let me start with this. Because I have an opinion about the process doesn't mean I have an opinion on the outcome of the case. I could not have made it any clearer, and I think it's important for you to know, that having been a person that's tried as a prosecutor murder cases, I have watched how they've been reported in the media. And I've watched how people create a myth about the case and say actually that that's a reality, and then everyone is completely confused. And we know behind the scenes it's complete misinformation. It's not even what's coming out in the courtroom. So I am very slow to come to any conclusions. I'll tell you, for example, in audio. So I'm not saying anybody taking the audio and working on it is a bad thing, but authentication of the metadata, authentication of what's being said, that it hasn't been manipulated. These are all important things that forensic people that have specialties and years and lots of letters after their name to be able to analyze these things. We had one time where the ear and people reduced the sound and it was a gunshot. Somebody almost got arrested. A cop actually almost got arrested, only to find out when we had our forensic people go through it saying it's not a gunshot. That's a guy one officer keying up their microphone and it coming through the mic on a cop on the other side. And of course, we brought it to the FBI, and the FBI forensic people went through it. The point and moral of the story is be careful what you're listening to out there. All right, here are the two things I want to talk about that people ask me a lot of questions about. I believe the district attorney is making a mistake by not being more public about and more transparent about this investigation. Now, people pushed back on this and said, it's not law enforcement's job to tell people about the investigation. They can go pound salt. I respectfully disagree, and I did it myself. So don't tell me it can't be done. I know it can be done. Now, I am not saying that you tell them what the investigation is revealing. Of course not. That could taint witnesses, taint the investigation. You may get witnesses that, lie, whatever. Lots of things that can happen. But what I am saying is that you could go to the community and the community leaders, and people are like, oh, so you're giving special treatment to minorities. No, I'm giving special treatment to anyone who wants to know whether we're doing the right thing. It's important for my law enforcement officers to have the respect of the community. And if there's a mistake being made, I need to correct it. What I had suggested that this prosecutor do is simple. Get up there in a 5 to 10 minute press conference after having spoken to the family and the community leaders to say, we understand you want information to come quickly. However, we have thousands of tips and lead. We have to make sure that we have all the audio, all the video, that it's authenticated, all the digital evidence. I would imagine that the tips and leads that are coming in on this case.
And y'all, he is right. He's trying to say that they should have been came out again by now to spoke on what is going on. They don't have to say what evidence they have or anything like that, because that would ruin the investigation. I definitely agree with them, but I feel like by now something should have been came out and told the public something, but they're not doing that, and I definitely agree with them.
Are unbelievable. I have dealt with this myself, and information management is the most difficult thing at this stage of an investigation, because not only is the information flooding in, think about this. You have to have a computer system, which I'm sure they have, but that system has to communicate so that people that are doing interviews over here know what information is coming out over there. Many times investigative failures are a failure of communication. So you need to go slow, deliberate, do evidence inventory reviews, do witness reviews. This takes time to do it correctly. I'm going to show you guys a press conference that I did after a grand jury proceeding when people are saying you shouldn't do it and you can't do it, where it took us 8 months to do a proper investigation. At the end analysis, there is going to be no room for the prosecutor to say, well, I felt pressure from the public to get the information out there quicker, and therefore I did something sloppily, or I didn't dot an I or cross a T. It's not going to be perfect, and that's why you got to be a big boy and a big girl when you go in there into these jobs, and you got to be able to face the pressure down, do the best you can based on your heart, based on the facts, based on the law, so at the end of the day, you can let the public be assured a full and fair investigation took place. So that is why. How many witness interviews have been done? How many search warrants have gotten done? Explain to the community what a CDW is, which is a controlled data warrant for electronics, geospatial mapping, satellites. How many tips have you gotten? How many leads have you gotten? How many law enforcement officers do you have on the case? How many different agencies are helping and participating? All this information shows that you're actively working the case, asking them for patience to do the job, explaining the methodical nature. This isn't like Facebook where somebody gets up there and says, oh, I heard, and here's my timeline, and here's what somebody told me. I mean, I'm literally watching people citing other people on Facebook as their authoritative source. Law enforcement can't do that. If they are going to make an arrest, and they're going to make it, have to try to sustain a conviction, it's got to be done correctly. So, and I'm not even saying that's going to happen. People are opining what's going to happen. We don't even know the cause and manner of death in the autopsy. We do have information that so far the body has not been so brutalized as to make it apparent, like a gunshot stabbing, fractures, contusions, broken bones, other than the little mark behind the neck, which is something that will be dealt with. The independent ME, we talked about all this before, didn't have all the body parts, understood why they didn't have all the body parts, because prosecutors and MEs are not going to give body parts away of significance in the middle of a potential homicide. Red herrings that are out there. But I think the DA needs to go out there and say that. Educate the public to say this is not the process. The independent medical examiner, quote unquote, didn't get the body parts because we're trying to hide something. It's because we never do that in case we have to build a case. It's such a small thing to do and go such a long way. And by the way, not just for the public, and people think it's just being done for the minority community. And no, it's also because your officers are feeling the pressure too. And they want to know that their leader is behind them, supporting them, and educating the public about all the hard work. I'm sure there's a lot of sleepless nights that's going into this investigation. At least that's my opinion. I know others will differ because they don't think Mississippi cares at all. I don't know. We will see. So they can do that. Next thing, if this grand jury comes back and there's not an indictment, they better be prepared. And again, I'd love to show you this press conference. If you guys want it, let me know, and I'll drop the press conference in there. You'll see me with like a dark, full head of hair and this young prosecutor explaining the process. And now I don't have to, before the armchair lawyers get out there and say, you're not allowed to talk about the grand jury because it's a secret proceeding. That's true. But that does not prevent you from coming back after the grand jury does its work and tell them all the information that you gathered in the case, that the grand jury did what they did. You're allowed to tell them the results, and then tell the public the information they gathered. What did the witnesses say? What did the video show? What did the pictures show? What is the timeline? What experts did you hire? What did your experts say? This goes a long way in calming the tensions down, because it's clear to me the relationship between the law enforcement community and the folks in that particular geographic area is not too good. Yep. And I don't know how that happened, but that's a big issue with prosecutors in the community in many places. And you want to build those relationships before you wind up in a situation like that. But if you don't have them, you at least want to be able to address the public at the end of the day. So to those naysayers who sit there and say, to hell with them, that's not how I felt as a public official. The community is important to me. Let me tell the naysayers one other thing. That's the very same community that's going to give me the tips and give me the leads about where the crime issues are, where the gang violence is, where the drug-related activity. That's what happened in my jurisdiction. We trusted one another. We built relationships.
And y'all, he ain't lying. He is not lying. He's telling the truth. He's telling the truth. He's not lying.
And it exponentially increased the law enforcement value and the relationship between us. So I cannot disagree more. The DA needs to do more to put a lid on the misinformation that's going on here. The next thing that I've been asked, and I'll end with this, is this it if the grand jury doesn't indict? And I don't know what's going to happen with the grand jury. I don't have the case file. I don't have the autopsy. I don't have any of that information. But the answer is not quite. Now, keep in mind, that if there is a homicide that goes on here, that there is no statute of limitations for homicide in Mississippi. What that means is there's no time deadline to bring a charge. You can bring it in a year, 5 years, 30 years, 100 years, okay? So if you don't have the evidence now, in fact, some good prosecutorial work sometimes is if you have a person of interest, but you're not 1,000% certain, you may not want to charge them now and wait and develop evidence as you go along until you have a better case. Because once you try a case in front of a jury and it's a not guilty, it's double jeopardy, which means you can't try the person again for the same crime. An indictment in a grand jury is different than the petit jury or the small jury. You can present a case to the grand jury 1,000 times because there is no double jeopardy. It's an investigative body. So you could bring additional evidence in 5 years from now if it comes about. And why do I say that? Because there are a lot of times that there's advances in technology or a witness gets arrested. They have a motivation to tell the truth because they want to be able to get a better deal, or somebody confesses, or maybe part two of this, is this the end of it? There's a civil case that's brought. And during the course of this civil matter, information becomes available that the prosecutor says, this additional information now gives me the ability to go back into the grand jury and present it because now I think I can get an indictment. Now, all of this presupposes that this is a homicide case in the first place. But so please understand, that's the presupposition. That's the thing that I'm working with here. Because obviously, if it's natural causes or it's an accident or a suicide, none of these things are relevant. This is only if there's a determination, cause and manner of death is homicide. So we will wait to see what the civil case brings out. Now, keep in mind that the grand jury presentation is a function of the government. A civil case is a function of the civil authorities, the family. Think of OJ, found not guilty during the criminal trial brought by the government, but then there was a suit by the plaintiffs. I think Ron Goldman, I think was his name, and Nicole Kidman Simpson, if I have that right, I'm sorry. Nicole Simpson, they brought a civil suit. There, the laws are different. It's not proof beyond a reasonable doubt like in a criminal charge. And it's not jail like in a criminal charge. Rather, in a civil case, it's preponderance of the evidence that a person did something. Preponderance means more likely than not proof beyond a reasonable doubt, more likely than not, a lower standard, that somebody did something that causally created harm, physical harm, or death to another person. And the remedy, unlike criminal, which is jail, is money, monetary damages. So that is an avenue that can be pursued. I've also been asked about the possibility of whether or not the federal government could step in. It's a little more complicated. Typically, they don't get involved in these cases unless there's a civil rights component to it. And again, that it can be proven that the cause and manner of death was injury or a homicide, and there's that racial component to it. Then the civil rights aspects of the federal government may, if they have jurisdiction, come into play here. We'll see. I'm also very interested, just lastly, as we're getting into this, is like, who's lied? Who's tried to cover up? Who's tried to, and by the way, that happens all the time. I have to say this, and some of the greatest detectives I've ever worked with said, people lie all the time. You got to be careful not to jump to a conclusion that means they did it. They can lie because of gambling issues or drinking or drugs or infidelity or all sorts of reasons, embarrassing things. So investigators have to work to figure out, why is that person lying? And I'm wondering whether or not we'll see some crimes of maybe not something with regard to the death of Nolan Wells, but rather people who obstructed justice, lied, perjured themselves, things of that nature. I'm not saying that's in the case, but it's something that I'm going to watch out for. So I hope I've explained that there's the criminal law, that's government, that's proof beyond a reasonable doubt, and a grand jury is an investigative body before you go to trial that determines if there's enough evidence to go to trial. And then there's a civil case brought by the family where the standard of proof is a lot less, preponderance of the evidence that an individual created harm or created harm that caused death, and the remedy there is not jail, it's monetary damages. So, folks, listen, I want to thank you all for the tremendous support you've given me. Honestly, I'm reinvigorated again as a lawyer because I do a lot of TV and media hits. But this case has illustrated to me the need of people like myself who have the training, the experience, and the background. Invariably, I'm getting everybody upset in these things, which means I must be doing something right. because my opinion is not conservative and it's not liberal and it's not black and it's not white. My opinion is based on 30 years experience as a certified criminal trial lawyer who's never lost a homicide case as either a prosecutor or a defense lawyer.
Yeah, this man have a lot of experience, y'all.
I'm not saying that to brag. I'm just saying watch where you're getting your information from.
All of that.
I hope you like, share,
and
follow
years.
On YouTube or Bianchi ESQ here, on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, what's the other one? LinkedIn. And TikTok. Okay, guys, thanks so much. Be well. I'll see you. And thanks. Keep those questions coming in. I'll be here to answer them.
And a lot of people been coming for him. You know, they was calling him racist. I don't think he's racist. He's just, you know what I'm saying? He's just here putting his input in on it. That's it. You know, I just think he's putting his input. I don't feel nothing racist about him or any of that. But you know, people gonna say that because I don't know. Some people just weird. They really just weird to me. You know, I don't think this man said anything racist at all. He putting in his input because he have experience in this stuff. Okay, he got experience. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to get this. Come on. Now why? Okay, let's see. And I seen that I seen Nancy Grace. She ain't been live lately, y'all. Where she been, y'all? Anybody know where Nancy Grace been? Cause I ain't seen her. I'm trying to find I ain't seen Nancy Grace. Anybody seen Nancy Grace? Now, let's look at this, y'all. Let me see.
Los Angeles, 1981. This is our story.
Welcome to DMZ Live, and I apologize.
Please don't.
Somehow I woke up and lost my voice.
You should have.
And Charles is on vacation this week, so he has left me.
All y'all is liars.
Okay. That said, everybody is talking about Nolan Wells.
Yes, we
the
are.
Kid who
We need
tragically
answers.
died over 4th of July weekend, and there are multiple investigations going now on exactly what happened. There is suspicion by some that maybe his friends were involved. So Jackson here spoke to a body language expert. And I think this is really interesting because she focused on one of Nolan's best friends.
Right. So Officer Tatum did an interview with Warren Hudson, which is ultimately...
And Hudson's one of his best friends.
Warren's one of his best friends who was on the boat with Nolan around the time of his death.
Right.
And there are a few questions that stuck out to this body language expert that Officer Tatum asked Warren. The first one being, were you friends with him? There's a lot of speculation starting out. Did you even know him? Which he says yes. And Susan Constantine, pretty renowned body language expert, says he's not being deceptive in that regard.
So we have sound on this, and we're using this sort of as a base conclusions.
Right.
Nolan, I could describe Nolan in a million ways. I mean, Nolan was not just a best friend of me, but he was a brother. I grew up through elementary, middle school, high school, and even our freshman year of college. You know, we talked on the phone all the time. We were really close friends.
When I looked at his body language there, and also to his statements, as I shared with you off screen, is that I actually ran every statement that he made, even through Deceptio AI. So I was doing a double check to determine what was the percentage of that statement that was either truthful or not truthful based on statement analysis. So the question was, what was your relationship like with Nolan? And then he went on to describe, that Nolan, I can describe Nolan in a million ways. I mean, Nolan was not just a best friend to me, but he was a brother. So that was really powerful how he actually internalized that relationship. That statement came up 91% truthful. Okay. So what does that mean? Sometimes they use contracture, sometimes they use odd language, but it doesn't fall into the deceptive category. So it's truthful.
I want to say, just so you know, this is not stuff that's admissible in a court of law,
Right.
but it's interesting. So that was her baseline. Then we get into this controversy over Nolan's phone.
Exactly. A huge point of contention about this case is things that may have been deleted from Nolan's phone. So Officer Tatum asks him, did you touch Nolan's phone? Did you go through Nolan's phone? Did you delete anything?
And we play that for Susan, and she has an analysis.
Is there any chance or any knowledge that you have that anybody deleted stuff from his phone?
Absolutely not. I mean, like I said, there was no reason for us to get on Nolan's phone. No one touched Nolan's phone, but nothing. If none of us had touched Nolan's phone, then there's no reason for anything to be deleted. I mean, no one even was in contact with his phone until it was moved from the boat to the truck. And none of us have access to Nolan's password to get on his phone and delete anything. Absolutely not. And we have no reason to delete anything.
When we look at all of these different statements, most of them were truthful, but there's going to be one that I want to explore more. There is going to be question around the phone. I'm just going to let you know that. I believe that this is an area that needs a little bit more probing. It needs more. It's not a highly deceptive. It's just comes up as deception as has been indicated in here. So the opposite hand below, while maintaining a tense posture, that one never moves. So there's that tenseness there. The head nods no, at not, which is consistent. The vocal tone is slightly elevated and more emphatic in his tone. He says, no one touched Nolan's phone. If none of us had touched Nolan's phone, then there would be no reason for anything to be deleted. That one came up as 83% deception indicated.
Now, again,
Y'all
that is
listening?
not non-scientific.
Right.
This is her thing.
Right.
And the second thing I want to say is, even if it came up as deceptive, it doesn't mean he did anything untoward.
Exactly. It doesn't mean that he did anything untoward. And again, this is, like you said, not admissible in court.
So ultimately, she evaluates whether there was foul play in Nolan's death based on what she's hearing.
Right.
And
to which she, at the end here, says,
well, let's play it.
Let's play
I
it.
mean, she has an opinion about this.
So do I think there's foul play? No. I do not think there's foul play.
So she says no evidence of foul play.
Exactly.
And she's not saying there is or isn't. She's saying, based on what she's seeing, nothing is popping up.
Exactly, to her. And again, this is a renowned body language expert. She goes into court and she tells judges, look, here is how you can evaluate professionals to take the stand, whether they're worthy or not. And, I trust her evaluation, and I think we can just keep our eyes peeled moving forward on what happens with the case for when the real facts come
I
out.
just want to say, in terms of trusting, I don't buy the science of this.
Well, Harvey, our chat doesn't agree with that either. They kind of think that the body language expert is already a little bit BS, but then the minute that she brought in using AI to kind of back up her claims,
Yes,
that kind of
I was gonna
invalidated
say that,
everything she
y'all.
said.
Yeah.
Hey, this is T from Long Island.
I think she's bullshitting too. Like you had to go through AI. If you're a professional in what you do, why do you have to go through AI to do that?
I think this is a very interesting way of analyzing and interpreting this conversation. And I think it would be great if they just took an actual polygraph.
Yes.
And I know sometimes they say polygraphs are not admissible in court either. However, do what's going to be the most credible thing. I mean, this body language expert, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I ain't feeling
They
her
need
either.
answers. The family needs answers.
And even polygraphs, you get false positive, false.
Shut up. You always try to fucking go to another era when someone says something. I agree with this lady. No, if you're going to give him a polygraph, give him a real one. Okay? Because why she had to go through AI and see if he was telling the truth? Like, lady, please.
Negatives too.
Okay, that was the end of that. But y'all seen that, right? Did y'all see it? Sound like a little cover up to me with the lady. Just being honest. Like if you're gonna give him one, just give him one. Hold on, y'all, cause I wasn't really feeling her. It was a little short video, and I had seen it, and I wanted to make sure y'all see that. I gotta get me another mouse for my computer too, cause this one I can't stand it. It jumps all over the place. I think that's why some people I can't find because it just take me all over the place, y'all. Just like it's doing now. Trying to find. The truth will come out. That's why I just said, we don't know. Okay, let's.
Now, we seem to think that he may be on the run and fleeing an interview with Trent Out Loud, an interview that he asked for. Oh, yes, we think he is very afraid.
He was, Shay Shay.
Oh, no, he's not dangerous at all. You don't have to worry about that at all. Sorry, can you hold on 1 second? I just have to do an intro for my YouTube video. When I am done with my phone call trying to find Brandon Tatum, we are also going to address an investigation, a sham investigation brought about by Mississippi against Nolan's mom, Christine. And y'all know we don't coach who had the nerve to say at a press conference yesterday that we have no information linking Bart to the Nolan Wells investigation. Excuse me, we all heard the Cito phone call. Damn it, Bart. And what about the fact that we know that Bart towed the boat?
And see, that's what I'm telling y'all. Brace yourself because you don't know what's going to come out of this, y'all. We don't know. We don't know what's going to come out of this. We don't know if we're going to get the truth out of this. We don't know if it's going to be anybody get arrested for this. We don't know. Not saying, nothing happened to Nolan because, in my opinion, I do believe something happened to him. But is the family going to get fair justice for this? We don't know. That's the thing. We don't know.
These people are saying that. We mean we have no information. And then I will let you know about a former Donald Trump lawyer that the three white boys on the boat have now hired. And of course, who's excited about it? Former Officer Tatum. I'm sure he made a call to Daddy Trump and was like, hey, Trump, can you help out the three white boys on the boat, please? Yeah, send a legal team. Yes, you guessed it. I am on one today. I ain't playing around no more. There has been a ton of developments over the past 24 hours with myself and former Officer Tatum, as well as the Nolan Xavier Wells case. Sit back, relax. I'll tell you everything you need to know, and then I'll hand it off to you, the Out Louders. Let me know what you think in the comment section below.
Hold on.
For those of you who did not see my video yesterday, when I called former Officer Tatum a liar for not providing the metadata to a video that he claims exonerates the boys, please pause this, go and watch that, because this is literally like a part 2. We're going to pick up right where we left off. Because yesterday I left off with Officer Tatum, former Officer Tatum, not answering my DM, not providing the metadata, and now he has replied. So I'm going to pick up from his reply, all right? Before we get into the DMs, he first said something in the comment section. We're going to go to the comment section, then my DMs, and I will show you that Officer Tatum is afraid of the Trent Out Loud channel. And he, for all we know, is on the run right now because he's nowhere to be found. All right. Now, let's go to the comment section. And because I'm a transparent person, unlike Harvey from TMZ and Officer Tatum, I am not only going to show you screenshots because it's 2026, things could be AI'd or doctored. I'm going to show you a video of former Officer Tatum's comment underneath my Instagram post where I said that his video was fake. You'll see right here. And I said, hey, is Officer Tatum lying? He commented, I'm going to show you the video in case he erased it because he thinks it's AI. Here's the video beside me. Okay. Now, let's read what former Officer Tatum posted about my accusations. He said, bro, you are looking for clout. I told you I'd reach out. I'm not in direct communication with these young people. What, these young people? That's the new word for the.
Why all of a sudden now you're not in communication with them? You was in communication with them all that long. You had their phone numbers and, stirring up a bunch of bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Getting them on your podcast and all this stuff. But now all of a sudden, he wanted to talk to you on his podcast and get some information from you. You're not in contact with him. Wow.
The 3 white boys on the boat now. I'm waiting for their response. You jumped to make this video. Ha ha ha. Again, for those of you who don't know, I'm going to put the video in the comment section. I'll click it. I asked Harvey when I was on TMZ, and I asked former Officer Tatum, the video, we don't know if this video, actually, let me play the video beside me just so that y'all know what I'm talking about. This video right here. Yeah. I said, they are claiming, Harvey and former Officer Tatum, that this video was taken on July the 4th after the boys left Horn Island, and it proves that Nolan wasn't on the boat. And I said, we don't know if you just took this 2 days ago, show us the metadata. And even if it was taken on July the 4th, what time was it taken? There's also a part 2 to that. It doesn't mean that Nolan wasn't pushed off the boat before. It doesn't mean that Nolan wasn't on BART boats or whatever. It doesn't say anything, but it's still part of the evidence, and we need the metadata. Yeah, I spoke with him Monday night. I waited Tuesday, I waited Wednesday, and he still couldn't provide it to me. And I called him out and I said, I have no reason to think that you're telling the truth. So you must be lying. That's why he's saying, oh, I waited. I reached out to the boys. You should have rated. You rushed to make this video. Sir, I waited close to like 36 hours. What are you talking about? So I didn't even have to answer Tatum because the comment section did it for me. Let's go to the comment section, okay? There's over 100 comments, but we'll just highlight 2 of them. You'll see here, somebody said 17 minutes after he posted his comment, they replied and said, so you interviewed, talked to them, and now you don't got direct contact with the, quote, young people. Now you've been in direct contact with them and have their numbers because they reached out to you. Facts. So how does that even make sense? Exactly. And I have no clue who this person is, okay? It's not me commenting. And that's what's great. When other people can comment and address things, you know that it's just not coming from me or just my opinion. Mm-hmm. And you can go to my Instagram right now. There's over 100 comments, and they're all of them are dragging Tatum, and nobody believes him. Let's go to the second comment. This person is addressing him, calling me a clout chaser. Former Officer Tatum, you're the biggest raccoon clout chaser we know right now. The audacity, you're having a press tour bad-mouthing Nolan and his mother, Christine, and people that are defending Nolan and his parents. You're getting paid off of this. Okay, that's the comment section. Let's go to right after that didn't work. He now DMs me. All right, you'll see here beside me, this is where the, at the top here, you'll see this is where we left off. Like, again, the way we left off in last video, saying, I have no choice but to assume you're lying. Before we go on to reading, again, because I'm transparent, unlike Harvey and unlike former Officer Tatum that never wants to offer any proof, let's play the video beside me again to show that this is not AI and this is not fake, this is not generated. Here's a video, and again, I'm pulling the timestamps beside so you can see that it's real. Okay, now let's go to the conversation. Former Officer Tatum replies and says, there's a lot of moving parts. I'm not in direct communication with these young adults. Again, Somebody already called you out. They contacted you. You contacted them. You have their phone numbers, and now all of a sudden, you are reach out to them Monday night, technically Tuesday at 1 a.m. Sir, it's Thursday. They haven't got back to you. Either they haven't got back. Either you don't have the information.
If you sit on the toilet, bear down, and barely anything comes out, you don't have constipation. You have poop paralysis. And the difference between the two is
I don't know how to
everything.
get in contact with that.
Or maybe they haven't got back to you because maybe there's trouble in paradise, sir. Maybe the white elite in Mississippi, maybe they're not happy with you anymore, sir. Maybe you've used up all your black guy cachet and they don't need you anymore. Maybe that's not why they're not answering you anymore. Could that be a possibility, sir? Could it be maybe that I don't know, maybe you stepped outside the box that they put you in and they're like, we told you to do this and say this. No, you didn't listen to us. Boom. Now they're not talking to you. I don't know. I'm just saying, if I was out here on my channel and social media 10 hours a day, literally talking for people, and then I reach out to them and they don't answer me in 72 hours, hey, bro, that's a sign. So it's either they don't have the metadata and you don't have the proof, or they're really not answering you because maybe you're not part of the clique anymore, sir. I don't know.
Do anybody know what that is, a metadata or whatever he just said? Do anybody in this chat know what that is?
Well, I don't know. Let's just keep on reading on. I attempted to reach out, haven't gotten a response. It is disingenuous to say I am lying. You can say what you want. I will show these same messages about how I am responding to you in good faith and requesting what you asked for. Excuse me, sir. I asked for the metadata, not for you to respond, not for you to, I said, where's the metadata? Same thing like I asked Harvey on TMZ. Here's a quick clip. Former Officer Tatum, has he provided you guys with the metadata? Do you know 100% when that video and those pictures were taken? Can you confirm to me right now that it was taken on July the 4th?
That's what we have concluded based on everything we've looked at. Metadata.
I was on TMZ Friday. It's almost been 7 days. Former Officer Tatum nor Harvey from TMZ can produce the metadata from the video that they say should exonerate the boys. Well, if it's so powerful, how come we don't have the metadata for it? Well, I don't understand. A big, huge platform like TMZ, you have the nerve to say.
And I said the same thing, y'all. What time was that boat there? What was the timeline of that boat? You know, what was the timeline of that boat? And again, Nolan didn't appear to be on nobody's boats. Everybody's showing their boats, and Nolan was not on nobody's boats. I always said, well, then what time Nolan went missing? Did Nolan go missing early on during the afternoon, the evening? I say, where was he? Did he went missing before 3? Before 3:30, before 4, before 4:30? Was he missing around 11 something in the morning, 12 something in the morning? We don't know, because I asked that question because we don't see Nolan on no boats. No boats. What is the time of these boats? How long was he missing? Was he missing earlier? And no one is really not saying that, and the times is not adding up? I mean, that's what I was thinking about. I don't know.
Nolan was not on that boat. These boys could not have anything to do with it, but you don't want to provide us with any proof. It's been 6 days? Okay. He goes on to say, interview me, and I can explain my position if you really want to have an honest discussion. Well, sir, that is where you messed up. Let's go to my reply. I replied to his first comment and I said, you were promoting this video for over a week and saying it exonerates the boys. I would assume you'd have the proof to back it up with you, meaning you shouldn't have to go and ask the boys in the middle of the night for it. You say something like this on a national case, You should have that right in your phone. And if somebody challenges, boom, right away. The same way how literally before I show you any of these messages, I show you proof. Here's a video. Here's my DMs. That's what you have to do in 2026. Sir, you're an officer with a platform and you don't know that? Well, maybe you do know that and you don't have the proof and you don't have the metadata because maybe that video or picture was taken a couple of days ago. Maybe it was staged. Because in 6 days, you haven't proven anything. Okay. So I said, with you, it's 2026. We live in the era of AI. You had to know, you'd be questioned. But here's where I threw out the olive branch. But I'll move on to your second message because I think it addresses something bigger than this one single issue. Now, you'll see here, I reply to him asking me to interview him. I didn't ask him for no interview. He asked me. So I said, let me just read you what he wrote so it gives you context. I'll read it again. Interview me and I can explain my position if you really want to have an honest discussion. I said, all I want to do is have honest discussions. Anybody knows my channel, I'm about facts and receipts. I just want honesty. This is one of my biggest priority values in life, on and off this channel. All I want to do is have honest discussions. And I'd love nothing more than to hear you explain your position. And I think others would as well, because that's the most confusing part, in my opinion. And y'all let me know in the conversation, in the comment section. Do you understand his position? That's what he says. He says, if you really want to have I can explain my position. I would love for you to explain your position and why you're so adamant about us apologizing to these boys. Everything that you do is just about the boys. You're not about finding the truth. You're not about finding what has happened to Nolan Wells.
Nope.
Your position is solely these boys.
Yeah.
And watch the video I made yesterday when I showed you in the DMs. All he wants is, he's like, if I show you the metadata, will you apologize to these boys? I said, no, I'll just say that the video is real. Because I'm not here to vouch or do anything for anybody. We're just here to find the truth. And that's
a narcissist for you, girl. They want you to apologize to them because they want to make you look stupid at the end. See, he wants people to apologize to the boys so he can say, see, I told y'all they was innocent. I told you this, I told you that. I told y'all, I interviewed them. They didn't lie to me. That's a narcissist for you. And like I said, if they don't get charged, I'm still not going to apologize to them for the simple fact I don't know what happened anyway because I wasn't there, but I know some fishy shit probably went down. Something wasn't right, but I would never come on my platform and apologize to them because I don't even call their names on my damn platform if you really want to be honest. So no, I wouldn't. Anybody else want to, I mean, that's on them, they can, but no, I wouldn't.
Benjamin Crump, that's what Christine, and that's what
I don't give
the real people who are involved in this case. Say what you want about social media, content creators, whatever, blah, blah. Benjamin Crump and Christine, Nolan's mom, has said, yo, we just want the truth. We just want answers. All Tatum's position is, I just want an apology for these boys.
Yup, he ain't lying.
And I would love to know why. Are you getting paid for this? Are you the boys' lawyers? Is this some...
See, you want to know why, baby? Because he's a goddamn narcissist. And that's what they do to you. They want apologies because they got to make themselves seem successful as a business person. They're very intelligent. They're very smart. Nothing they do is wrong. Nothing they say is wrong. That's what narcissist does. That's what they do. So that's why he want people to come out and apologize if these boys doesn't get arrested. Now, I don't know how many people may do it, but I'm not one of them because I know narcissistic behavior when I see it. And Mr. Potato, that's all narcissist behavior. That's all he's showing. He made this case muddy, nasty, ugly. He made more hate with this case. You know, he didn't do nothing good with this case at all, in my opinion. Like nothing at all. He downgraded the mother, all of that.
So to your relatives, like what's going on? So yes, I do want the metadata, but honestly,
Hey, open book, I was looking for you. I was telling the chat that I sent you the video about the cameras things, and Lord, they down and said, so maybe you can show them. Cause they were like, "Where did that Miss D?" I said, "Listen, I got it, but I don't know how to bring it up on my screen because I don't have Instagram downloaded. So maybe you can do a video or whatever and show them because they are waiting to see it, honey."
more important, I think the world would love to understand your position, sir. And you saying to me, yo, Trent, come and interview me. I'll be honest with you. We'll have a discussion. I'll explain to you my position. Okay, you'll see here right at the bottom. It's been 12 hours. He looked at my reply. He's seen it. Has no response. No response. I waited. He saw it last night, I think around like 11 o'clock. I waited in the morning. I did my...
He's speaking like he know what the decision is going to be. Right. How do you lose a friend that you claim is like a brother to you? Yep. So true. So true.
The workout. I prep for my show, whatever. What do you want me to do? How much more longer you want me to wait? So I sent him this message. You said you were going to provide me with the metadata. I waited. Sorry, I forgot the ED. I waited 24 hours and nothing. Then you said I should interview you, and I replied agreeing to said interview. You looked at my message. I waited for a reply, and 12 hours later, again, nothing. Did you message the young adults again, asking them again, or are you afraid to answer some difficult questions during an interview that you suggested? Once again, this is another heads up. I'll be using this DM in my next YouTube video, and I think it's safe to assume you're either afraid, running, or need permission to do an interview. Again, an interview that you suggested and asked for. I am so confused by this man. And Tatum, I know you're going to see this. This is why you get dragged online. This is why when you make a comment in people's comment sections, people drag you. And this is why the boys might not be answering you, because maybe they're seeing you for who you really are too.
That's facts.
And maybe they're seeing that you're not the person that should be the quote unquote unofficial spokesperson for these boys.
That's true.
Maybe people are seeing you for who you really are. And maybe
he ain't lying, y'all. He ain't lying. He is telling the truth. That could be why those boys is not responding back to him anymore. Maybe those boys seen through him. He wasn't who he said he are. Yeah. Possibility.
Maybe that's making you afraid. And maybe that's why you changed your mind from when you asked me at first for an interview. You probably thought about it and was like, yo, hold up. Let me check this guy's Instagram. Let me look at his YouTube page. Yo, I don't want to play. I don't want to play with Trent. Nah. I don't know. Like I said, you asked for it. Do your due diligence. Google me. Like I've said with anybody, Bart, Warren, this, Jackson, oh, Trent, be careful what you say, careful do this, whatever. Hey, I've been doing this a long time. Okay? I'm battle tested. I'm lawyered up. I have gone against billion-dollar corporations and won. I am not the one to play with. And again, I think that is why you change your mind so quickly. From asking me for an interview and then not even replying when I accept your request for an interview. I don't know. Let me make one thing abundantly crystal clear in case maybe the DMs were confusing to you. Former Officer Brendan Tatum. Yes, I will accept your request for me to interview you and have an honest discussion. Yes, you could DM me, you could send me an email. I'm available at any time. You set the date, you set the time, we'll do the interview.
Well, that ain't gonna happen, baby.
We're clearing
You
our
might as well
warehouse.
forget about
That's why
it.
the
He
clothes
done.
are free. No fees and no shipping
You don't
costs.
put him out there now,
Click
so
on the
he
screen
definitely
and
ain't gonna
enter
let
your
you
full
interview him
address
now.
at the
Let's now move on to talking about a sham investigation against Mama Nolan. Y'all know how I feel about Christine.
He ain't gonna mess with
this
you now.
pissed me off. Now, when I first heard about this, I told myself, I'm not even going to cover it because I know what this is. This is just a scare tactic. This is just a distraction. But like I said in the beginning that I didn't want to platform former Officer Tatum, when something gets so big, the platforming is already done. So I have no choice but to do my due diligence and do my job and bring you the news. So the Mississippi Board of Nursing has opened a professional misconduct investigation against Christine, Nolan's mom, after somebody made an anonymous complaint about her. That should tell you everything you need to know. I don't even understand why any media outlets picked this up, but of course, who was one of the first ones? TMZ, and of course, then everybody follows. We already know, we've already called out Harvey, I don't know, every day, I think around 2 times a day now. Anyways, I digress. People believe it's an attempt to silence her about Nolan Wells, as she's never had a complaint her entire career. And of course, you see, I got this headline from a black content creator because the other ones are not as favorable. So in case you're wondering, this is not how TMZ covered it. But in like an hour, 2 hours, we got this news. Feel so bad that Christine even had to address this, but this comes from Christine's personal Instagram account. She says, update, the case has been closed by the MSBON. Thank you for all of those who have consistently kept us in your prayers. This definitely has added more hurt to an already devastating time because I love my job and I love my patients. On yesterday's video, again, that I'll pin in the comment section below, I addressed the fact that there was a rumor going on that Christine's job had fired her. Again, something I wish I could have ignored, but it was a big story. Christine had to come out and say, no, I'm not fired. These negative reviews are not hurting me. My job has been very nice and has given me time off because they know what I am dealing with. But of course, not everybody in the world would have an ounce of decency to give a grieving mother grace. Like, how disgusting
she still got other
are
children
you? Regardless of whatever
care.
side you are on, because y'all know I'm cool with everybody having their opinion, we all have a mother. Every single living person has a mother. We should all have a soft spot in our hearts for mother. Black, white, yellow, or purple. She's a mother. She should be off limits. Like, you watch these movies, street stuff or whatever, yo, moms are off limits. But no, in this day and age, you got the Officer Tatums of the world and the Harvey Levin of the world, and no, they're not off limits. So anyways, like I said, sad to say, but we have to address this. And this sham investigation from a anonymous person has been closed. Let's now move on to my second upsetting thing of the day. Actually, this is my third. Well, whatever. I can't keep count. Let's go on now to Bart's coach and what he had the audacity to say at a press conference that literally, like, my blood is boiling. But between him and former Officer Tatum, like, I can't today, man. I can't. Okay, this is Bart's coach. Now, we're not going to say his name because, you know, we don't like to platform the people on the other side of the aisle around here.
What's going to happen to
but
you? Where
listen to what he said about Bart. Like, the audacity. I don't understand what these boys have against these people like former Officer Tatum and now this coach that are literally out here advocating for these boys and literally spreading lies to the media about these boys. Like, I don't understand. Like, that's what I said. This, when you are part of the white elite in a place, like, you can get anybody to do anything. I have never seen so many people come out and talk for a group of boys before in my life. But again, when your stepmama is a judge, when your daddy's a doctor, when he's giving out $50,000 for this, whatever, blah, blah, you get people like this saying things. Now, he is going to tell you there's no information linking Bart to this case. We have all heard the Cito 911 call. Damn it, Bart. Damn it, Bart. Damn it, Bart. We know from Warren, when he sat down with former Officer Tatum in the interview, he said, my buddy Bart was out there. He told us. That is information linking him to the case. I'm not saying he's guilty of doing anything, How you gonna have the audacity to say there's no information linking him to the case? What?
It's regarding the Nolan wells in Mississippi and the very public social media link to one of our players, Bart Edmiston. At no time since July 4th has we been aware in any way, shape, or form, and has it come to our attention that Bart Edmiston has been a suspect, ever been a suspect, or currently is a suspect. We have no information that has ever linked him to this. We have no information that has ever linked him to this.
Can you now see why my blood is at 1,000? Like, I should check my blood pressure today. Okay, let's go now to a former Donald Trump lawyer that has been hired to help these boys in their defamation lawsuit, but by the way, has not been put out to anyone yet. Sorry, there's been one content creator that they sent out a letter to her, a cease and desist, but no lawsuits. This is tied to the $200,000 I told you about yesterday from the Give, Send, Go that started out $100,000. These rich people, they need $100,000 from crowdfunding from people that live paycheck to paycheck. They need crowdfunding to help them pay for cease and desist letters and defamation cases. It used to be 100,000. Now they need 200. But why? It's because Donald Trump's former lawyers are here. So let's just go to that. Now, surprise, surprise, this was announced. Guys, you're not answering my phone calls. Sorry, Masa. I'm going to call Daddy Trump. And I'm going to hook you guys up with one of his lawyers. And will that let me back in the crew? It's like he's outside, like, you know, when you're like knocking on the window. Yo, can you let me back in? Anyways, this is literally the post from Tatum's Instagram. And he writes, massive news, massive. Attorney Tyler Koch, who represents 3 of the Mississippi boys, tells me he has brought in one of the nation's leading defamation attorneys. We're not going to say his name, to represent the young men who have been relentlessly targeted with accusations surrounding the passing of their friend Nolan Wells. This former Donald Trump lawyer used to represent Donald Trump in national prominent legal battles against major media organizations, including CBS, Paramount, the New York Times, and the BBC. The former Donald Trump lawyer sent this message: anyone who continues spreading reckless and damaging allegations about these young men should be prepared to defend those claims in court. Instead of being left alone to mourn Nolan, these young men have been forced to fight for their reputation and their futures. That fight requires serious resources. Comment blah, blah, blah below, and I'll send you the link. This is now former Officer Tatum writing. And then he writes, these families no longer blah, blah. Let's not do anything. Please do not go to Officer Tatum, former Officer Tatum's Instagram, and do not comment nothing, okay? But yeah, this is former Officer Tatum calling Daddy Trump, saying, "Hey, can you help me out here? I got kicked out the crew. I need to get let back in." Okay. Now to this Donald Trump lawyer, a former Donald Trump lawyer, or maybe present, I don't know. I don't care. I'll say the same thing I always say. When people are in my comment section, oh, you're going to get sued. You're talking about Warren. You're talking about the judge. You're talking about Bart. You're talking about former Officer Tatum.
The hell, this is freedom of speech.
This is a message to
watch what you say.
New lawyer. I'm not afraid of you. I don't care. I don't care what lawyers you want to bring. I don't care what you want to do. I've been doing this a long time. I too have a legal team, meaning that's an S on lawyers, and I'm battle tested. I know what I'm doing. And so do a lot of other content creators out there. I'm not vouching for anybody, but this threat and these lawyers and this money are raising whatever, it's not stopping anything. Still going. You guys sent one cease and desist. It was up on TMZ. She laughed in your faces. I played that clip for you. She's like, please sue me. She overtly said, please come and sue. And the fact that you send me this, it's going to make me go even more. So you're not scaring us. This is not mainstream media. You can't come to our advertisers and say anything because we're independent. That's what's so great about new media. We're undefeated. You cannot stop us. We are a collective of people, but we're also independent. You can't go after our sponsor because our sponsors are the people. And you can't lie to the people because they see through you. We are more powerful than mainstream media, and that's why you're afraid of us. And that's why you're putting out these things, and that's why they're asking Tatum to do these things and blah blah blah, and ask people to raise money because you're trying to scare us to stop us.
Yeah,
you're only making us go harder. You're only making us wake up earlier and go to bed later to fight for justice for Nolan Xavier Wells, to fight for justice for Christine and Elmore. You ain't doing nothing.
Step aside. The hood's here to finish this.
Trying to shut everybody down from talking. That's it. It's a freedom of speech. No one is threatening nobody.
Woo! All right. I told y'all I was on one, but that made me feel a little bit better. I feel like this is like therapy now with me here, like me talking with y'all, man. All right. I was on one, but I feel a bit better. I feel like actually the blood pressure has like subsided, you know? Anyways, I have done enough talking. It is time for y'all to sound off. Please let me know what you think about former Officer Tatum's comments on my Instagram. Let me know what you think about his DMs. I don't know. You think maybe he's not afraid to come on this channel? I don't know. Again, let's just be clear. He asked. I accepted. Okay? So let me know. Let me know if you think I'm being too hard on him. I'm open to the discussion. Please let me know. Please let me know what you think about Christine. As much as I'm on Christine and I say I take my marching orders from her, I'm down to be an advocate for her the same way how I am an advocate for Ashley Janae's parents, Carmelo Anthony. I got a soft spot for parents, especially moms. So you sound off. Let me know what you think about that. Please let me know what you think about Bart's coach. I've never seen so many grown men literally come out. He's the new Officer Tatum. Bart is an amazing kid. Bart's this. He doesn't do it.
I'm trying to understand why the fathers never came out and spoke on the behalf of none of their sons. Like, where's the fathers? Like, y'all in the background, you're getting all the mamas to talk, I guess, you're not saying anything, but yeah.
It's just crazy to me. But again, when you are dealing with the elites, the puppet masters, you get a lot of people do a lot of talking. Let me know what you think about Bart's coach, and please let me know what you think about this new Donald Trump lawyer who, please don't put his name in my comment section. Please, we don't put his name in my chat. I don't care. Let me know what you think about this new lawyer, and let me know if you think that we should be afraid. Please, give me a break. When you guys are in the comment section sounding off, please do not forget to do a few things. Do not forget to like and subscribe. When you are subscribing, there is a bell beside the join button. Make sure you click that bell.
Okay, y'all, hold on. I think I got one more for y'all for the day because I want to see this one myself. I didn't see it, but I just want to see what it's about. Let me see, can I find it for y'all? I don't know. Some people, I don't know if they do clickbait or what, girl. I don't know what be going on. I just make my own perception of what's going on, child, because I don't know. How they said, who the hell knows? So this will be the last case I ever cover in Mississippi. I ain't lying to y'all. I'm being
Don't try and run now. Your son is and he's about to get all the way. Don't run now. You guys are gonna get what the coming to you. I know he killed that little kid, man. You guys aren't. Your wife ain't racist.
Is y'all hearing this? Or y'all want me to take it back?
How can the father of somebody who murdered another person go and try to receive donations using the name of the murder victim? You know what you've done. I'm 22 years old. I'm just a bit older than your son, Warren.
Y'all hear this shit? This is my first time watching this one. What in the hell?
I can't believe that I live in a world with people like you and your son. I can't believe that I live in a world with evil, racist, white people who then go and falsely claim that they praise God.
Lord, child, is this AI or what? What is going on here, honey? And is this real? What in the world is I'm? Ooh, child. Play that again, sis. Y'all, this is my first time hearing it. It caught my eye with the title. Hold on. Ah, Lordy, 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 Lordy. Sound like I said, here we go. Hold on.
What the coming to you? I know he killed that little kid, man. You guys aren't. Your wife ain't racist.
How can the father of somebody who murdered another person go and try to receive donations using the name of the murder victim? You know what you've done.
Did you hear it, y'all? I have to talk in between because of the words that's being used.
I'm 22 years old. I'm just a bit older than your son, Warren. I can't believe that I live in a world with people like you and your son. I can't believe that I live in a world with evil, racist, white people who then go and falsely.
Well, I don't know who this person is, but Lord, I hope you went to the police. Because this is wild. Lord Jesus.
Claim that they praise God while living racist, evil, selfish, harmful lives, while they take the lives of innocent people. God's light shines down for Nolan Xavier Wells. The truth will come out. And you are evil. You are evil to your root. You decide it. And I hope that you soon change, or that soon you face every pain that you've brought upon other people. I hope that your son faces that same pain, and the pain that he brought through his racist actions, and continues to bring through his racist actions. You have raised your son to be a racist, heartless person who has taken the life of another person. And God, I hope that you burn in hell for it.
Justice for Noah Wells, son for a son. Justice for Noah Wells, son for a son. Justice for Noah Wells, son for a son. Justice for Noah Wells, son for a son.
Justice for Nolan Wells. Justice for Nolan Wells, father of a murderer.
That's it, y'all. Lord, shut your mouth. Girl, what did I just listen to? Oh, shit. Hold on, y'all. I'm running my mouth and fucking up at the same time. What in the world? Y'all, did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that? Whoever behind this video must be rich and got... Hey, girl. Hey, sis. You saying they must be rich talking shit like that, right? I know that's right. I was saying the same thing, too. I'm like, ooh, Lord. Because, baby, that would be definitely a lawsuit right there. You better say it. Ooh, Lord. They sued Nancy Grace and Ben Crump. Nancy Grace don't give a fuck. And Ben Crump don't care neither. You think Nancy Grace and... Come on now. Nancy Grace used to be a prosecutor. She is in law enforcement. You think she really care? Nancy Grace ain't out here by herself. She got... You find people like Nancy Grace and people, big people out here on these platforms, they got attorneys too. They got a team. Didn't you hear him just say he's a big content creator? When you find people out here with big platforms, they have teams already, meaning lawyers like Don Lemon. That man got an attorney. He got a big team behind him. You think Nancy Grace care? She don't care. I don't think Ben Crump really care neither, to be honest. They don't care about that shit. I mean, if you want to be honest, I haven't seen Nancy Grace say anything disrespectful. I'm just gonna be honest. I wasn't feeling her for a long time. You know, but I have never heard her accuse them boys. I'm gonna be honest. I never heard her accuse them boys. Anytime, even somebody come on her platform, if they say something, she will redirect them. I gotta be honest. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I don't lie on nobody. If I can't tell the truth, I just rather shut the fuck up. But I never seen Nancy Grace say anything bad about them boys. She always said, "I don't know. I was not there. We need to find out what happened to Nolan." Blah 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 blah. But I never heard Nancy Grace say anything them boys done. Never. So they're gonna have to really prove that if they sue Nancy Grace, because I haven't heard Nancy Grace say anything out of the ordinary. I just never. And to be honest to you, I never heard Ben Crump mention their names neither. And that's why when people kept saying, "Oh well, why didn't Christina reach out to talk to the lawyer? I mean, not the lawyer lady, the judge lady." I wouldn't talk to her ass neither. No, for one, Warren is not her real son, so she don't have to talk to her. Okay, that's her stepson. For two, I wouldn't trust her. Is you crazy? Okay. Now, for it's Ben Crump, I wouldn't talk to them boys neither. For one, to me, they're kids in my eyes because of his age and my age. Okay. Another thing, you don't know how tables can turn, that they can say things that this man didn't say. You know what I'm saying? Bring up false stuff against this man. You just don't know what could happen. So I think Christina did the right thing, and I think Ben Crump did the right thing by not speaking. So that's just my opinion. Oh Lord Jesus. Open book, I just don't know. Oh Lord Jesus. That little last video I played, what the hell? Where the hell did that come from? Damn. I hope they got a lot of money. They don't have nothing. They don't have nothing. Those are Willie G. Not work. Oh yeah, he said he ain't worried about neither. He said he got big attorney suit, and I believe that. Yeah. He ain't worried about it neither. Yeah, Nancy ain't say nothing about them. She never accused them boys of nothing. She always said she did not know what happened. She just called out the fishy shit that she feel is fishy, what she feel is not right. That's it. But I never heard Nancy Grace say anything wrong. I mean, you just cannot sue somebody just because they talking. I mean, come on, it's a freedom of speech out here. The hell? See, if I was a big platform like them, I would have me an attorney too. I ain't big, so but I still watch what I say. TMZ caught Ben hiding outside and said and asked about the boys. When open book. Yeah, you're right. Absolutely. Yeah. Like, come on. I mean, everything, and like he just said, they're just trying to shut all the content creators down. They don't want them to talk about it no more. They want everything to just go away. And, that's what it is. That's why they're doing shit like that. Yesterday, I holler. Oh, yes. Oh, Lord. Oh, my God. Open book. What the hell? Yeah, if I was Ben Crump, I'd stay away from them. I wouldn't trust none of them. TMZ, none of them. TMZ, they all about the money. They just. Now I see why Ashley's mother didn't want them in her daughter's funeral. Now I see. Now that's the only thing I can give her credit for. Other than that, I ain't giving her no credit neither. Because I don't like what she did to them people. But now I see why she did not want TMZ in that funeral home. Because she probably already knew that they was going to be on some bullshit. They was gonna lie about shit and all of that. So now I see I got a good picture of what's going on now. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. Yes, he is. Yes. Mm-hmm. TMZ, ooh, they a mess. They a mess. If I ever had a big story, I would never go to them. Ever, ever. Go to them about nothing. That is crazy work. Lord. Open book, did you just hear the last little video clip I played? I said, what the hell is this? They said, you unalive that boy. Wow. Whew, y'all, I don't know where this case gonna take us. I can't say. So, because I don't know. I don't know where this case gonna go. But I can tell you one damn thing. This gonna be the last case I cover from Mississippi. I ain't messing with no more. Them cases, them cases too. They too rough. They too rough. Oh Lord, open book. I don't even want to play them. I was scared when I played that one. I ain't never heard it. Girl, some lady. Ooh Lord. I'm gonna send it to you. Let's listen to it for yourself. I'm gonna send it to you, girl. I'm gonna send it to you, the content creator, and I'm gonna let you listen to it for yourself and see what you make of it. But baby, this is gonna be the last case I cover in Mississippi. I will not cover another case in Mississippi. There's too much going on there. I don't like all the stuff that's going on and the conflict and oh Lord, I can't deal with it. It's just too stressful. I cover any case stuff for them. I don't want to bother with them no more. I hope it leads to justice for Nolan and his family. Yeah, that was a crazy video. And I normally watch videos before I play it, but it popped up when I was live. And I'm like, what? What is this? Let me just check this out. And that's what I heard. I don't know who the people is. I don't know if it's factual. I don't know if they went to the police. I don't know nothing, child. It's going to be a long and drag out. I believe that. I believe that. And I probably done went on to another case, before this is, I'll come back to it. Excuse me. I'll come back to it, when stuff come out. But if another case pop up that's trending, I'm definitely going to jump on it. That's me. That's just how I do my platform. But I believe you. This might be a drag out. Yep. Because after a while, you know what happened, y'all? When you start to keep talking about it, and it's like we hit dead ends because we don't know what else is going to come out of it. You know what I'm saying? We don't know what's real. We don't know what's fake. We got to, sit and say, do we believe this? Do we believe that? You don't know. It's like everything hit a dead end. And that's why I think this is going right now. I feel like after a while, this is going to hit a dead end. And when I say a dead end, it's going to hit a dead end until Mississippi Police Department come out and say what the autopsy is. So right now, it's really nothing else to discuss but the autopsy. Is anybody going to be charged? If they do, what's going to be the charges? What really happened that day out, on the lake? That's what I call the lake, because I don't know. Things like that. But I don't know. So I got a feeling it's gonna be that too. But it seems like every day, something is coming out. I don't know, y'all. Oh Lord. I've seen so many lawyers speak out and doctors, and I don't know who else can speak out. Shit. I don't know. So, maybe they will come out and say something before August is over. I don't know. Maybe. Because I don't know how their grand jury work. I don't know. You know. But it is taking a little time. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I'm down to know, but I'm ready for whatever they say. I'm ready. I'm ready for whatever they say. It might not be what we want to hear, but that's why I said everybody need to brace themselves because you don't really know what's going to come out of this. You know, you don't know. I just hope that they don't do crazy stuff. And the mama don't get what she deserved for her child because everybody deserves justice for their loved ones. I don't care who it is. I don't care if they're uncle, aunt. I don't care who it is. Everybody deserves that. You know. Let this lady get justice and get her life back together. Even though her life would never be right because of her son, but at least let her get back to where she can start to go back to work. You know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. To support her family. So yeah. That's they lawyer up so fast. That makes the police to come with hardcore proof before they can be arrested. Right, right. Hmm. Yep. I mean, like I said, do I believe something happened out there? That's just my opinion. I definitely do believe it. I definitely do believe it. I just don't believe that until they can prove it. I don't believe he was left on that island. I don't believe he was left with nobody. I ain't seen no proof of it. And like I said, maybe they do got proof of it, and maybe they just ain't showing the proof. But is it real evidence? Real time stamp. You know, that they took a picture of him back on the island. Because motherfuckers allow him in and put something through AI and put a fake time up there. Dates, all of that. Yeah. AI it can be very dangerous. It can be very, very dangerous. I got my eyes open, I got my ears open, and I got my eyes on old Mississippi. Mississippi. I got my eyes open for Mississippi, especially in Ocean Springs. Girl, that's all I hear talk about. What in the world? Mm. But baby, when I seen them cameras, I said, "Oh, okay." So it was cameras out there. Mm-hmm. Oh, Mr. Potato didn't show that, huh? He probably didn't want nobody to know there was none out there. But that lady, she seen them. Yeah, she seen them. So I'm going to get on up off of here. Y'all appreciate y'all so much. Thank y'all so much for timing in. Y'all know I will see y'all on Monday. Now, I'll probably drop a video tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll probably drop a recording video tomorrow. But y'all know I be off on weekends, just chilling, not doing much. But I stay tuned, y'all, and see what I see. See what I hear. Keep my ears to the streets. But I appreciate every last one of y'all. Thank y'all so much for timing in. I appreciate you. And y'all have a great, great, great weekend on purpose. Y'all stay prayed up, stay blessed, and keep God first. And I will definitely see you guys Monday live. But tomorrow, I drop a recorded video. I do a premiere tomorrow. I'll do a premiere tomorrow. So y'all be safe out here in these streets. Watch your comments that you put in these chats. Because you got these people out here looking at these comments now. Okay, so watch what you put in these chats. Be mindful. I don't want none of y'all come back in my chat and tell me you done got arrested. Roy D, what black person going to let you leave them on exactly a deserted island? Sis, I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm with you. Like, who would do that? Open book say upload the video if you want to show it. You talking about the video with the lady with the cameras? Open book. Cause if you talking about that video, I don't have Instagram on my laptop, so I can't put that up. Let me know if you're talking about that. I got to I gotta work on that. I heard it on my I shared it on my YouTube. Oh, okay. Yeah. Peace and love, everyone. Same to you too. Yeah, I ain't gonna let nobody leave me on no goddamn deserted goddamn island and I don't know no motherfucking body. And then if that is the case, if he did want to stay back on the island, right, with a girl and he didn't know, as y'all being a friend, y'all should have still convinced him not to do that because you don't know these people. And as they say, because it came out their mouth, that he was sloppy drunk, he was intoxicated and all that stuff, then why would you want to leave your damn friend if you're intoxicated? Make that make sense. Why would you want to leave your friend if your friend intoxicated? Why would you want to leave him? Wouldn't you want to make sure your friend is safe on the boat no matter what the fuck he say or she say? No, I'm not leaving you. Let's go. I'll put their ass on the boat myself. Y'all claim he was intoxicated. That just don't make sense to me. You don't leave somebody intoxicated alone by themselves like that. No, I will not consider a friend, use a friend that do some shit like that. And special, one, you say he was intoxicated. Two, he didn't have his phone. Three, he didn't know the people. I guess he didn't. Because y'all say he was left there, right? But where is these damn people? That's what I want to know. These people that Nolan's supposed to stay back with, where is these people? Lord, y'all, where they at? Where they at? Have they talked to authorities? Did authorities find out who they was? Who is these people? The argument that the guy say he had with someone else, who was that? Did they interview him? Yeah, right, sis. No matter what, you're just not gonna do that. You're not gonna do your friend like that. No. I mean, how could you sit there on that man live and say, he was your best friend, you loved him, you this and that, but y'all left him back on the island with people he didn't know because y'all said that he just met Katie that day. So we saying that it was people he really didn't know because that's what came out y'all mouth. So why will a good friend leave their intoxicated friend back on an island with people he really didn't know? What friend do that shit? Exactly, open book. And who was taking all those photos? Who? We need to know that. Right, Queen? Like, come on. That's crazy. I don't care what Nolan said. You knew he was intoxicated because y'all said he was drinking. And then somebody said that he had a bottle of liquor in his hand. Now, I don't know if y'all seen it, but I never seen the picture of that. So I don't know. I'm just going by what they were saying, that he had a bottle of liquor, some vodka. That's what it was, vodka. He was drinking it. Where is that picture at? Have anybody seen that? And again, if y'all was his friend, why y'all even would allow him to drink like that? I would never allow my friend to drink like that. I'd be like, yo, no, that's it. That's it. No more. You don't need anything else. We came out here to have a good time, and enjoy ourselves. We didn't come out here for to get toasted and not be out of our mind, not know where we at, not know what we doing. No. We got to stay focused. We on water. We're not on land. We are on water. So we have to stay focused. Period. I would never, my friend coming with me. Yup. I don't care what they say. Yup. Get your ass on this boat. That's right. That's right. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I agree. I feel like they never meant for Nolan to leave that island. It's not adding up. Girl, I've been felt like you felt, child. Yes, I did. I had that in mind. I did. I saw a can in his hand and you couldn't even see what kind. Yeah, I did too. You talking about the one on the boat, right, with the little can? Yeah, I think I seen that one too. Mm-hmm. They were not friends at all. And I'm tired of people getting on their podcast. Well, they was friends. See, these people consider anybody's friends. Okay? All right? And they get mad at Nolan's mother because Nolan's mother don't want to come out and say they was friends. She don't have to. Once again, maybe to Nolan, they was his friends. But to the mother, she didn't claim them as Nolan friends again because she didn't know them like that. He even stated he didn't know Nolan mothers like that. So why would Nolan mother say, yes, that was my son's best friend? Okay? Why would she say that? She already said she didn't know them like that. She knew Javon and his brother. That's why she let him to the funeral. She stated also they grew up together from elementary. She knew his parents. That's a friend. That's what she called a friend. She never said anything about Warren because Warren stayed out his own mouth. That he never went to Nolan's house. He didn't know Nolan's mother like that. He met the father once or twice at a Waffle House. So why would Miss Christina come out and say that was Nolan's friend? Make it make sense. Make it make sense. You can't get mad at that lady because she did not do that. Because I'm not gonna come out here and say somebody my best friend or my kid's best friend. Now, unless I really know him like that. No. Just because you be with somebody, hang with somebody, they don't make that y'all are best friends. People just hang with people that's their associates with. They go out and party with them, go home, and then maybe out of two people out of that crowd is their best friends, but maybe the rest of them just associates. That don't mean they're best friends. People don't know what best friends are because those motherfuckers show wasn't no best friends. I can say that much. And people can get on that platform and say what the fuck they want to say. No, I don't consider no one like those people was his best friends. No, that's not how I look at them. They was not best friends. I'm sorry. Like, let me tell you something. Like, y'all know I fucks with open book. Y'all know it's almost 5 years for us, right? If I was living in open book state and we do things together, I'm going to make sure she's good. Like I know she would make sure I'm good. Right? Make sure she get where she got to go. I get what I got to go. And we not even in the same state. And we make sure each other is good right here just on social media on the back end, talking. Because of our relationship. Even when sometimes when I'm at my little moment, sometimes, having my little, little episodes, she talks to me, she prays for me. You understand what I'm saying? And we don't even live in the same state. But we have that bond. What I consider open book as a friend? Yes. So what the hell? These people out their mind. They want this lady just come out here and say what they want her to say. She don't have to. What the hell wrong with these goddamn people? These people crazy. Man, these people, this is... I don't know what's wrong with them, y'all. I can't speak for them. She said that's a friend. Yes, absolutely. Yes. Yes. Did you hear about the fact that she did not raise him? Well, y'all, a lot of things I hear, I don't speak on because I don't know if it's factual. And I did hear that, and I never bring it to my platform because I don't know if that's factual. Right? And I don't want to, disgrace someone's character. I don't like doing stuff like that, but I've been heard that. I've been heard, and I don't know if it's true. So I don't want to talk about it. Whether I'm gonna put it like this, whether it's true or not, I don't want to talk about that. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know. I don't like talking about nobody's kids like that. I'm just like that. Yeah. Yeah, but I've been heard about it. I agree and I appreciate you as well. You're welcome, Open Book. Friends that pray together, stay together. Yes. Yes. That's my mother taught me that. Yeah. And I wouldn't talk about something like that, during a time of grieving and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Because, until the mom comes out and state that, I just want to respect her. You know what I mean? And I've seen a lot of people talk about that, and I think they shouldn't because it's not the time and the place to bring that up, whether it's true or not, because I don't know. And I'm not upset because you put it in the chat. I'm not upset behind that. But I think sometimes certain things that people say they shouldn't say, some people just don't have morals and respect people. I try to respect everybody, and I wouldn't talk about that. I wouldn't, I wouldn't because if that's to say if she didn't, we don't know what the circumstances was that she couldn't and she didn't. You know what I mean? So yeah, people crazy. People crazy. Sometimes y'all, I just laugh at when I see certain stuff on YouTube, y'all. I really do. I be tickled because y'all, I just don't understand it sometimes. I read some of these thumbnails. I be on the floor. I be so goddamn weak. I just, oof, Lord. I don't know. I try to respect everybody. I do. I try to respect everybody. But I don't know, y'all. Y'all. Sometimes I guess when we see things, like on the social media sites and we read stuff, I guess like we have to make a decision on our own. Like, is this true or not? You have to dissect it for yourself, how you see it, what you feel about it. You understand what I'm saying? 'Cause that's what I do. Right. So sometimes when I dissect stuff, I hit Open Book up in a minute and say, Open Book, what you think about this? And I have did it many a times. And not only in this case, any case that I covered. Because I'm a type of person, y'all, I don't like hurting people. That's already hurting. I like to be accurate when I say stuff. And if I can't be accurate with it, I would say, y'all, I don't really know, but this is what I heard. This is what I seen. And maybe I will ask y'all in the chat, did y'all see this? Did y'all hear this? And I will ask y'all what y'all think about it. But I'm not going to come out just to say, oh, yeah, yep, yep, she did say that. She did do that. And blah, 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 blah. Knowing I'm straight fucking lying to y'all. You know what I mean? So I just don't like doing stuff like that. So everybody different, y'all. Everybody run their show different. I just always try to be the best I can be because that's what God wants me to do. God wants me to live in my purpose. God wants me to be the best I can be. God didn't give me this platform to tear people down, and I don't want to do any of that. I like to laugh. I like to joke. I like to uplift people. I love covering big stories, but I don't want to tear people down in the mix of covering a story. But if I do cover a story, I want to say what I feel about the story, but at the same time, I want to be respectful with what I say, if I make sense. Like when I did the story with the boy that got hit by the car, and that was never that story really never they never really found out the truth of how he got hit. Like I covered the story, but I was honest, right? And what happened was with that story, I did let it go because listen, y'all, my heart is good. So what I did with that story, I didn't want to say how I really felt about the story. So I shut the whole story down. Open book, remember that. I shut the whole story down. Meaning I went cold turkey with the story. I didn't want to talk about it no more because the way I felt about the story, I just felt like I would be wrong if I come out and say what I really felt what was going on. So I just stopped talking about it. Then I came back with it as I thought about it and got people opinions about it. But I came out and I said what I said respectfully. And then that was it with that. So yeah. So I just try to, a lot of people, when they cover stories, they don't want to be respectful with it. They'll say any damn thing they hear and put up anything they see. I just don't like doing stuff like that. I don't. Um, if I don't know you, if I see you an attack on you, I will warn you. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Um so it's like, I just try to be careful with, my words and what I say and stuff like that. Because I don't like tearing people down. I don't like doing that. I really don't. You know. And I don't like being mean to people now unless people be mean to me. And sometimes I don't even care. I wouldn't even say nothing. Because I'm the type of person, y'all, I could just keep on going act like I never heard nothing, never seen nothing. I always been like that. Yeah, because I don't like all that trouble stuff. That's why I drew to you in open book channel. You'll always carry the type of energy I have. Thank you. Thank you. Polo was talking about that. Oh, he was? Yeah. 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 You gotta I don't like tearing people down. I don't. And like I said, if I got something I want to say, I'm gonna put it on the table, but I want to dissect it before I say anything on my platform. Meaning I want to sit down and think about what I want to say, how I want to approach this story. I just don't want to come out here hot headed. Oh yeah, motherfucker, you a liar because you said this about your daughter, and I found out this. I don't want to do that. I like to dissect my stuff on the back end, sit down, think about everything because you want to make sure you bring it as positive as you can. You don't want to come out here calling people names and you just don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. So that's what I do. You know. Oh, about how content creators post and say anything. Yeah, yeah. And you know what, sis, that is true because sometimes people will unsubscribe to you if they start losing faith in you. Like you putting out false information and you're not saying things correctly and little things like that. People will definitely lose faith in you. They really will. They'll be like, you know what, I don't even want to follow her anymore or him anymore because every time I come over here, it's bullshit. So that's why, I try to not to do that. I try not. I don't. I don't do that stuff. you know, and everybody is different. Everybody is so different, you know. So I wish people wouldn't, but I can't control everybody. I just have to stay in my own lane and mind my own business, y'all. You know? But I love everybody that loves me and come in my chat and stuff like that. I like laughing with y'all. I like joking with y'all. I don't I love all of it. I love all y'all compliments. I love when y'all even put in the chat and say how y'all feel about things, you know, because that's what that's what it's about in the story that I cover. You know, we don't know. We was not there. We're speculating. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to get to the story, get to the point of excuse me, of what could have happened, what couldn't have happened. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it's about. And I think if a lot of this would have been going on, I think a lot of lawsuits wouldn't have been, you know, created and all of that stuff with all the threats and all of that stuff like that. If you don't like a person, you know, don't threaten them and all of this stuff. A lot of this stuff that occurred, it shouldn't have happened, you know. So I don't threaten nobody. I don't do none of that kind of stuff. I don't do that. I don't. I'm not. Nope. I'm not doing that. I like my freedom. No, baby. No, no, no. I love my freedom, baby. I'm. I'm like my mom said before she passed away. I'm too old to be a fool now. You don't wait to get a certain age to start being a fool now. No, baby, you can't. So, you know, I approve this message. Thank you. Said facts. Yes. Yeah. So, you know, everybody's different. Like I said. Hey, Auntie. We working as team. Exactly. That's right. Work as a team. That is so right, sis. I agree. Yes. Yep. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. All that threatening and stuff. I think that was kind of crazy, you know? It really was. I want to put my life on the line by making threats to people, phones, and leaving threatening voicemails. That none of that was called for. That was just crazy right there. It really was crazy. I was like, damn, you got to be more smarter than that. You got to be more smarter than that. Like, it's not even worth your freedom. It's really not. Mm-mm. You never let someone trick you out of your freedom. Never. The devil stays busy, but you gotta always tell that devil you's a liar. Wake up and before you leave out your house, pray. Pray. Just don't get up and get dressed and leave. You pray. You take God with you. Okay. And a lot of people doesn't do that. You pray before you leave out your house. Pray when you get back in your house. You know, ask God to watch over you while you out there. Watch your steps. Guide you in the right direction. Ask God to have you make good decisions while you out there. You know? So, I don't know. Some people just, I don't know. Exactly. That was going too far. Yes, it was. It was. Yeah, that went too far. It really did. And I stay away from stuff like that. I was like, nah, not my cup of tea. Don't want to be bothered with that kind of drama. Nope, not with that kind of drama. You know, I mean, why would you call the judge phone and leave threatening comments anyway? Like, why would you? Like, what convinced you to do something like that? I mean, if we understand a lot of people don't like her, but that was not worth it. That was not worth it. Do you know you called a courtroom that you can be tracked down? Like, I could not believe that lady did something crazy like that, y'all. I couldn't believe it. Hey, Miss Green. I could not believe that. I was like, she was bold as hell. She was bold. And let me tell you, hey, they probably get some time for that. And you know, that could be a grand jury case because that is a felony. You know, that's a felony. So I don't know if she have a family and stuff like that. I don't know, you know, what was her job title like. I don't know what the guy job title was like. I don't know what none of their job titles was like. You know, I didn't even know how these people look until, you know, some content creators was, you know, posting their pictures and stuff. And that's how I knew how they look. Because I didn't even know. And the lady that got arrested for calling the judge phone, I ain't know nothing about that till like a day later. I'm like, what the hell? Because I seen somebody post it and said another person got arrested for leaving threatening voicemails on the attorney, on the lawyer, the judge's voicemail at her job. And I'm like, well, what the hell is wrong with this lady? Like, you really think they couldn't come after you because you don't live in Mississippi? You crazy. You crazy. Only thing they do, all law enforcement work together all over the world. They call the law enforcement, what town you in, give them all the information, tell them what's going on. They put a warrant out for you, and they go arrest you. That's it. So I don't know why she thought that she would not, get arrested because she was in another state, y'all. Oh, Jesus Christ. That was so crazy. That was so crazy of her. You got that right, girl. Every device. That is so true. Every device. Yes. Yes. So, hey, well, I guess she's sitting up in jail now, probably ain't got no bail and stuff, probably none of them, she probably wish she can take it back, but hey, when you make bad decisions, hey, good things don't come out of it. Yes, sis. Yes, the cup. Yes, yes. I ain't messing with them kind of people, okay, y'all. I'm not messing with nobody. Don't fuck with me. Okay. Yes, I stay in my own lane, mind my business. I try to stay peaceful and all of that stuff. And I don't do all of that stuff, child. Nope, I'm not gonna let you two take me to jail. Okay. No way. Well, I enjoyed y'all on this Friday. I really did. I enjoyed every last one of y'all and y'all comments. Yeah. And I want y'all to have a peaceful weekend. And y'all, please be careful what y'all put in other people's chats. When y'all go on other people's chats, please be careful what you put in the chats. Try to redirect your words the best you can. And try to not use names and stuff. Try to, redirect everything. Y'all know what I'm saying. Because I don't want nothing, happen to y'all, anything like that. Will you talk about Keisha's the girl that got? Yeah, somebody asked me that. Would I talk about her? I was scared to talk about it. I don't know so much. I, maybe I'll think about it, y'all. Oof. Yeah, maybe I will. Maybe I can find some commentary on her. Maybe I can do that this weekend. I can look up some stuff this weekend and see what really happened with her. That because that is sad too. I mean, her case deserves um, some spotlight also. Yeah, that is so sad. And I feel bad for her three children. I don't know her children ages, but I know somebody did put in the chat that she had three kids. That's so sad. Yeah. So yeah, I can look up some stuff. I can look up some stuff. Yeah, I do that. Yeah, her case deserved. Yeah, I think everybody deserve spotlight when it comes to situations like this. Yeah, everybody deserves spotlight. God will lead you, Miss T. Thank you. Thank you so much. And yes, he will. My thing is, since it's the easy way having coaches, the ones doing the same thing to Nolan's mom. Let me tell you, I don't like that the things that's happened to Nolan mom, but they're not trying to find out who these people is that's harassing Nolan mom. That's the part I don't like, y'all. I want to be honest. I really don't like that. I really don't. I feel like with this case got so big and blew up the way it did, I feel like if you're gonna arrest people for making threats on the other side, do the same thing for Nolan's family too, because they deserve justice also because they are the grieving family to trying to figure out what happened to her son and what happened to his son. You know, they want to be able to tell his siblings what happened to their brother. And I feel it should be equally. You know, if you're going to arrest people on that end, arrest people on this end and try to figure out what's going on, why they're harassing her, and find out who are harassing her also. So I just feel like it should be equal. That's just my thoughts of it. You know what I'm saying? It should be equal. I feel like don't leave her family out to make them feel like they're not worth finding out who harassing their family. You know what I mean? So yeah, I definitely agree that that's not the way I like that. I don't like that. I really don't like that part. So yeah, I don't like that. I feel like on both ends, it should be no threats, none of that on both ends. And if it do, on both ends, find out who the people are on both ends, and do the arrest on both ends, not just on the other end. Okay, that's just my take on it. I could be wrong, but that's just my take, and that's how I feel about the situation. Yeah. So yeah, but I'm gonna look up some information on. Cause someone let me know that the young lady's first and last name. Someone put it in the chat and let me know her first and last name, so I can look up some stuff for her. And I'm gonna put it, and I have to put it in my little Q thing, y'all. Because if I don't, y'all, sometimes y'all, when I go live, y'all, I ain't gonna lie, y'all, I be forgetting, y'all. I do. Like my mind be somewhere else sometimes, y'all. Y'all, I'm telling y'all, doing this is it's just a lot of work. It's a lot of work, but I will do it. I will. So I love you guys. You guys have a safe weekend. I love you guys. Y'all please stay prayed up. Y'all please stay safe in other people's chats. Y'all please try to redirect your words the best y'all can. I don't want nothing go wrong with any of y'all because I love you all and I love y'all support. Y'all always coming here in my chat and stuff. So y'all be good out here in these YouTube streets. And if you have Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whatever you have on social media sites, please be careful with all your comments. Okay? Please be careful with what you put in the chat. Okay? And I love you guys, and I will see you guys. I'm gonna drop a video tomorrow, and I'll be back live on Monday. Okay? So I will see you guys then. Peace and love.